Welcome, Kunai Kids. My name is Andrew.
Hello, my name is Clinto.
And I'm Eric, and in this episode, Clinton and Andy have forced me to play Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice, right here on Super Game Boys!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Super Game Boys, gaming's official podcast.
Woo-wee.
It's official.
This is our first and 28th episode, if that makes any sense. We're taking the Final Fantasy approach.
It's funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah.
No longer under the moniker of Railroad Park Gaming Podcast because it kind of hurts to say.
I think Kyle just got sick and tired of just having these losers attached to his studio, so he kind of gave us the boot. Is that what happened?
No, fret not, listeners. No, that is not what happened. We will still have KT's hypotheses. Kyle will still be forced to talk to us.
All right. What we normally do here is we talk about video games, right? So we've been playing a game. Boy, are we going to talk about that game.
We're going to
But, so what's been going on with you guys? I know Clinton had a big life event.
Yeah, I got a puppy.
Oh.
Yeah. Andy got to meet her for the first time. Her name is Six. She's an Australian cattle dog, and I love her so fucking much.
She is so sweet. She's got a little raccoon tail.
She a big hero.
Oh, yeah. She's like a red panda. Yeah, got a new dog, but I've also been playing a shit ton of games. Do you want to hear about that?
Yeah, I want to hear about one of them because I got some things to say about it as well. So
I finally decided to pick up Gran Turismo
Siphon
7.
filter. Oh.
Dude, no. No, it's not going to happen. Gabe shit his pants. I want nothing to do with that guy.
Okay.
It's over.
Fine. Yeah, fine.
yeah, what a loser.
I'm sorry, Andy. I couldn't wait for you to bring a physical copy because I have raging ADHD, and as soon as I get an idea in my head, I need it now. So I bought the game myself.
That's fine because as soon as you started playing it, I started playing it. So I would have probably ended up buying it again, I guess.
Dude, isn't that game so fucking good?
Yes. It's so strange for a game to be simultaneously a fucking masterpiece and steaming dog shit at the same time.
Yes. Thank you. I'm not insane, right?
No, you're not insane. Polyphony Studios. It's like they take every quality of life thing that has been injected in the games over the last 15 years and throw all of them out the window.
Yeah.
When you're not on the racetrack, it is entirely menu based, right? The fact that each menu you go into, the song changes.
Dude, it's so
Everywhere.
annoying. It is
Yes.
so annoying. And the garages.
Does it start from the beginning of the
Yeah.
track?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes, it
no,
does.
geez.
The garage only plays really annoying classical classics.
Classical.
Yeah,
classic.
each like the brand central, which is where you buy new cars. You have the used car market. You have Spaces, which is like a photo realism place where you can just take pictures of your car, which is it's sick. It looks like they're like real photos of like real places. The light looks real. It looks like a real thing, and it's sick. And then you have the sport multiplayer mode, and then you have the tuning shop, and then you have the missions, and then you have the cafe. All of these places have a different song. So when you're going in between these things, it's different songs. Not to mention, when you're in races and then you're going through different menus like after, like post race, there's different songs.
Dude, and the soundtrack to this game sucks. It's so bad.
It sucks for the most part.
Yeah.
There's a couple bangers in there.
But you know what really makes everything better about this game, though? I love everything about racing in Gran Turismo 7. I'm like getting
It's awesome.
really into tinkering. I'm like fucking spending time dialing increments on my LSD. It's just like, what the fuck? Who am I?
It is. It's fantastic. Just bogged down by wild, confounding decisions.
Yeah, weird. I've been playing another game too.
What is that?
I've been playing a little bit of Black Myth Wukong.
Oh, Chinese monkey
Right.
game?
Chinese monkey game, yeah.
All right.
Dude, I'm having a fucking blast with this game.
Hell
I'm only
yeah.
on chapter 2. I've logged in maybe 6 to 8 hours or so. But holy fuck. I'm like speeding home from work, just like excited to play this game.
Nice, dude. So I've heard that it's very boss rushy. Are you doing any explorations or like level based things between fights, or are you just fucking going from fight to fight?
It's a bit of the fight to fight thing for sure.
Yeah.
The sprawling paths between those, though, are not only gorgeous, they're just like fun to explore. But it is a bit of a boss rush mode It's not a bad thing, though.
In theory, that sounds refreshing amongst a sea of open world style games.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, for sure. But I would say a big problem I had with this game that we'll be talking about today is that it just felt like a fucking boss rush. We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Okay.
Oh, if you feel
Okay.
that way about that game, then maybe WuKong is not for you, my friend.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of.
All right. Well, I know what you've been playing, Eric. Unless
Well,
you've
yeah, I've been playing that, but I moved on.
Ooh,
I moved on.
pray tell.
I've been playing Berserk, boy.
What the fuck is Berserk?
Berserk,
Oh,
boy.
you've been wanting to play this.
Oh, I have been wanting to play this because it's basically fucking Mega Man. And I love Mega Man.
Do you now?
I sure-
oh,
I
do
sure
you
do.
now?
How does it stack up to Mega Man?
I mean, it's got some very cool ideas. Got a lot of cool mechanics. You have like 4 different elements that you'll gradually get, which will give you different sets of abilities. Like the fire one is very like combo punching. It has an uppercut and stuff. Then each of them have like a traversal ability, where that one you can like dig into the ground and you like drill into the ground and shit. And then there's the electric one, which is like very fast. It's more about like dashing around, but you can chain the enemies and like electrocute them and stuff. And then the traversal thing is you can electrocute buttons and stuff to like make them turn on to open doors and stuff like that. So it's got some really cool ideas. Then there's things in there like you can grind rails, right? Which is great. Everybody loves
Count me
grinding
in.
rails, dude. Yeah. But they didn't think to like do anything with it. So like you hop on the rail and then you start sliding super fast and you're like, yeah, and then it goes in a straight line, you get off and you're like, what was that for?
Loading
You know?
screen?
Yeah, so it's like, like in the new Crash, like you grind the rails, but then you have to like switch rails or you gotta like dodge things.
Yeah, it becomes like a
coming
little
in.
platforming
Yeah,
thing.
it becomes more about like reactive dodging and stuff because you're going fast. You got to make sure you're like doing the right thing. This is just like, yeah, straight line, go, and you're off. I don't know why it's in there. I wish they did something more with it, like as far as like level design goes. So there's like some stuff like that where they have like, oh, sick idea, and it feels great to just fucking hit that rail and slide, but then like they didn't do anything with it.
It's like Sonic Adventure 2,
Yeah.
Maybe.
where that game was branded by soap shoes. I don't know if you remember that. Do
No.
you remember what soap shoes were?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At the steel.
Yeah,
plates at
Sonic
the bottom
Adventure
right.
2 had an in-game like sponsored by soap shoes, and Sonic wore soap shoes. It
Hell
was so sick. Anyways,
But yeah, I'm having a great time with it.
it's good to hear.
But it's no Gravity Circuit. Just saying. If any of you guys really like Mega Man, Gravity Circuit, best game ever.
What about you, bud? Have you been playing anything besides fast cars and guys with katanas?
No.
Nicely done. Because that's all you need at the end of the day, am I right?
At the end of the day, I need Katana Zero too.
So before I was playing Shadow of the Erdtree, and then how did this go? You decided to play Sekiro? Like how did
I don't think I decided to play Sekiro. I don't know how this happened.
I don't remember forcing you to play Sekiro. This may have been a conversation between you two.
All right. So
I've been in this room for so long.
All right, so here's the story. We obviously had a real fucking kick-ass time with Stellar Blade, and
confirmed.
I still firmly believe that it's a bit on the derivative side, especially with Sekiro. Stellar Blade grabbed both Eric and I in such a right way that I think he was finally down to give Sekiro a fair shot in court.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly what it was is just you would just keep telling me like, oh, well, you have to play Sekiro. Like, you gotta play you just gotta get past the first part so you can play all the cool parts of Sekiro.
Here we go.
Because I had attempted it like once before, right? And I made it to the fucking ogre,
The Chained Ogre.
the chained ogre, and boy, does that fight fucking suck, dude. That
does
thing-
suck.
That fight's fucking broken, dude. The hitboxes on that thing are fucking wild, dude. Wild. I would give that thing like a mile of distance, and then I would watch his arms close in front of me.
And he'd grab you.
Crazy.
Throw you off
fucking
the stairs.
crazy.
There are some
So I had
perplexing hitboxes in this game.
Yeah. So and it's crazy because like this game is so precise with certain things and just fucking dog shit with others. And it's like, it's so bizarre.
All right, so yeah, Sekiro Shadows Die Twice. Shall we jump in?
Yeah, here we go.
So you started playing this game, And I was like, oh, I need to fucking play this game again because I love Sekiro.
Same. And I followed suit with Eric and Andy, and I was starting to play this game again.
So this episode isn't just that Eric played Sekiro. All three of us played Sekiro.
Yes, we sure did. And listeners, this should go without saying, but from here on out, here's your massive spoiler warning. Sure, this game is 5.5 years old, but we're gonna leave no stone left unturned. That being said, box art. Is this box art even worth talking about?
No, it's not. Because
Okay.
as usual, the Japan art is better, and there's nothing to see there. It's a dude crouching.
It's the guy.
It sucks.
It's the guy. I really wish it was
It doesn't suck. Come on.
The American box art really sucks.
It does.
Yeah, actually, I was being defensive.
But yeah, we can move right along. Start screen. There's nothing on there. It's just black. Cool.
That's from Software's tradition, though.
Yeah.
What does save it is that kick-ass symphonic number, though. Come on.
If there's music in this game, I honestly didn't notice it.
Oh my god. What's going on? Don't you play with headphones too? Isn't that like your thing?
Sometimes, yeah. I don't think this game had music.
I mean,
Is there music in the game?
a very small
I
amount,
don't
but
think
there's a. There's gonna be something. Because so far you're like taking jabs at it, and it's like I can't even defend this. Like I can't defend it. I do know that symphonic song right at the title screen is a bop.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It just gets me so fired up.
Take your word for it.
Thanks, bud. One for Hufflepuff.
So next up, is visuals, which I don't think there's a ton to talk about here. I mean, the graphics are really all you need it to be. It's very clean, it's high quality, everything's visible. Everything looks good except for that little kid's face, because wow, that dude looks weird.
Dude, Kuro looks like shit. Why does Kuro look like shit?
That dude looks bizarre.
Hey, you know what though? It is a PS4 game at the end of the day, and, and a 5.5-year-old one at that.
Oh, it looks good. Everything in the game looks
it
good.
aged great.
Yeah.
Like it, and then playing on PS5, 60 FPS is nice.
Yeah, it's a godsend.
Yeah, it's very nice.
HDR rules and the thing, because this game is really colorful in a lot of areas, and whew,
Yeah.
I think their
it looks
character design in this regard too is really unique in that like all the warriors have really stylized sized hands. They all kind of look like monkeys. And I kind of only noticed this in the second playthrough where everyone has really comically large arms and hands.
Okay, I noticed that too. That was the only thing I found fucked up about this game. I was like, why?
The only-
doesn't-
that's
I
the
thought it
only
was
thing?
beautiful though.
Well, visually. Visually. Yeah. No, like Sekiro himself always looks like very out of proportion. Like his and I know one of his arms is fake, right? So I thought that was what it was, but it's like
No, it's everybody. It's
like
it's
his hands look
Sekiro,
fucking huge.
It's Owl. There, but I think
I've never
it's
noticed this.
It's a beautiful
it's
choice.
weird.
I think it really helps them stand out. They don't just look like boring humanoid samurai like every fucking other game. You know what I mean? It helps it feel a little bit more playful,
Maybe.
and I really like that about it.
Maybe.
Yeah.
A little off-putting.
Pudding.
All right, yeah. And then as far as like the UI, the hubs, the menus and stuff like that, the UI is very minimal, which is nice. It's very out of the way. You just have your health bar in the corner, little resurrections, whatever, and then your items.
Yeah, she clean.
Very, very clean. The menu is where it feels primitive.
Yeah, there's not much going on.
The
in the
menu's
menu.
pretty crude.
But I mean, it's not like a typical Souls game in the sense where there are builds or anything. So it's kind of
Yeah, thank God.
it's kind of not really much to do except just choose your loadout.
We can finally
kind of
we can finally pause in a From Software game.
Very
Yeah.
nice. Very, very nice.
That's something.
because there
Sometimes
is
I
no
just go TP.
multiplayer, except there kind of is an aspect to it, which is, dude, awful.
Yeah.
Playing this game in online mode is
Those things
trash.
just flood the screen, man. And
There's just-
I'm
I
offline,
constantly
Daddy.
think I'm like
purple
missing an
things
item.
everywhere.
Yeah, and they like glow and shit. So I always think I'm like missing an item, or I found something, and I'll like travel over to it, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
It was definitely shoehorned.
It'll just be some guy like squatting.
There was no reason for that to be in the game. Like, it didn't really serve any purpose at all. It just showed how someone died.
I mean, typically
Like, in the way that Dark Souls does, but like,
Yeah.
typically
we
people
know how
leave-
they died because they got murked by some dude. Like,
No, but typically people like leave hints and stuff.
oh,
like,
you can leave messages?
I don't know. Offline.
They're very like cryptic because it looks like you have to choose from something. Like you can't just type out a message.
Yeah, that's how Souls are. For some reason, I thought that you couldn't actually leave messages. They were just. I thought it was just like it just showed like what they last did.
Yeah, it does, but it also has like a very short, brief message if they choose to leave one.
Try dog.
But like, so, you know, and some of them are like trying to give you hints or be like, oh, like try tree up top, high view or something. And then you'd be like, oh, I can actually get up around this way. I didn't realize. But most of the time you click them and it's just somebody just squatting.
Yeah.
Like nonstop.
Trolls.
I'm like, yeah, cool. This is great. Thank you guys.
I like that in Souls. Like in Elden Ring, it's fucking great. I love the multiplayer aspect of Elden Ring. Like when it comes to messages and I don't know. It's funny to me. I get a lot of enjoyment out of that. I'm not really a PvP person. I don't really do invading or any of that stuff. But I love you going up to a turtle and it just says, "Could this be a dog?" I think it's awesome. Time for a horse or something. Yeah. It's awesome.
And honestly, every instance that I found in an illusory wall was a hint. So thanks, guys. Yeah. You pointed me literally to the wall.
Yeah. And you like to play Souls games by just whacking every wall. And I don't know how you do it because I just can't be bothered.
Not this time though.
So I like the hints.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're getting off topic.
The only other thing with the menus is the abilities. The abilities frustrated me because like they don't really give you clear descriptions of what the fuck the thing does in the first place.
Yeah,
and then
that's from software for you.
And then they also don't tell you like if it's a passive or equipment or like equipable, because I quickly found out that like you can only equip one fucking ability in this game. And like you spend all your precious fucking like points to unlock these abilities and then you're like, all right, great, now pick one.
It does tell you.
Not really.
It does tell you if it's passive or
You're being a little bit of an absolutist here because like there's a whole chain of skills that are passive.
Yeah, and it tells you that.
Some of them.
If it's passive, yeah, they'll tell you.
Some of them. But, I just like, I was getting frustrated with that because this game is one of those things where like your resources are very, very like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like precious. They're very precious. Because you don't get a lot of them and it's hard to get more of them. So you want to like make the right choice every time. And then you're like, I don't know what this ability really does. It sounds like it's a jump attack. I think it's a jump attack. And then you buy it and you're like, oh, that's not what I fucking want. And now you're like, you're stuck.
I can agree with you there. Like it would be cool to be able to have Whirlwind Slash and Nightjar.
Yeah, like there's no reason like why I can't.
Choose like 3 of them. So you can have like 3 at the ready.
Yeah.
As opposed to just having 1.
There's no reason why like you can't have multiple and like be able to cycle through them and stuff. And I will say like one of the most frustrating things for me, or two of the most frustrating things would be the spirit system. Like
the emblems?
Spirit emblems, yeah. The spirit emblem system.
Which is just like that Castlevania heart. Like that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah, it just fucking sucks because so like both your abilities and your prosthetics both consume the spirit emblems, and like you say you can only carry like 10 to 16 or something. So the way they replenish is by death blows. But if you're at a boss, there's no more people to kill. You have X amount of spirits, and then if you happen to be fighting a boss that like needs you to use a fucking prosthetic, like that ogre that needs you to flame it, then you burn up your fucking spirit emblems. And if you die, hey, guess what? You have no more spirit emblems and you can't use that vital fucking prosthetic that you need to use on this.
Yeah, that's a broken system.
It's broken.
Although, like, with bosses, it's broken. When you're traversing the world, I have never run out of spirit emblems.
You get them back because you're death blowing like all the time.
Yeah.
Merchants do
get
sell
them back,
them too.
but with bosses, it fucking sucks. Yeah.
I've never bought a spirit emblem once.
Same.
Yeah, that's crazy. Like
because every single time I die and I respawn, I'm always maxed out. Because I honestly forget prosthetics exist in the grand scheme of this game. Like I'm not really using them all that much.
Oh, I love my prosthetics.
I love them. I just like I used the axe prosthetic. Like when you're in Hirata Estate, right? And you finally get to those shield guys, and you use that axe prosthetic. I was like, fuck
satisfying,
yes.
Right?
Fuck yes. I have never used that thing again past those 2 guys.
Same.
Ever.
You're not alone.
Like
it's too slow.
But there's no one else with shields. It's those 2 guys and that's it.
Yeah.
Oh, you know those little fucks with the big shield hats? That's pretty effective on them too.
Is it?
Yeah.
But I never.
God damn it! I hate those dudes. I should have used it.
Yeah.
The ones that are on top of the fucking temple. There's like 3 of them hidden on the.
Yeah. I never had it like in my stock though, so I never used it. It was always just like kunai, sabimaru.
I've never had that.
I didn't even. Get
I've
that,
never had that.
No. Yeah, they were honestly like
Dude,
those-
Snake Eyes mini bosses.
I'm
that
fucking
shreds them
I'm
in half.
firecrackers. Like, oh, I love them. Love
yeah,
the fucking.
firecrackers are great.
Robert's firecrackers. I love the
Yeah.
lore behind that too. We'll talk
Kunai
about it.
and I think I only used those 2 for the most part, and I had the umbrella out for the headless ape fight.
I was actually
He
pretty
tires
pissed
himself out
because
really
I
quick.
found Lady Butterfly's fucking like needles, like the needle kunai, but couldn't upgrade my shurikens to her needles because I didn't have some other fucking item that was also in the branch.
Yeah, it's a linear
It's
branch.
like, why
that
is
you need
it
to do the
locked
thing.
behind? Like, that's a completely separate tree. Why do I need 2 different items?
Yeah,
You have to
the-
buy. It's the spear. It's the loaded spear. Yeah,
No,
I know
have the spear.
exactly.
So
I went through the same thing you did though. Yeah, it's a second tier of the loaded spear. If that rhymes.
Anyway, back to the spirit emblems, it's just like it would be so much better and easier tweak if you just had like cooldown on your abilities. That's all you need to do.
yeah,
Just give
100%.
it a
I agree.
cooldown instead of like these spirit emblems that like go away and then they're gone. And it's the same thing with the fucking consumable items. My fucking inventory is loaded because I didn't use a single item in this entire game.
Dude,
because I'm gonna like you can only hold like a maximum of 6 or something of each of them anyway.
But then they bank.
Whatever. But then like you fucking
Whatever.
you get to a big fight and you're gonna die a couple of times because you got to figure out how the boss works and how to react to the boss and how to figure out how to play the fucking boss and then whatever. But so I'm not gonna like burn through my consumables. Why don't they replenish on death? Like if I use them in that run and die, give them back to me so I can try again with them. What the fuck is the point?
Welcome to From Software headquarters. Here's your desk. Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, it's fucking
Don't
dog
forget to
shit
clock out.
design, dude.
Oh man, I am gonna agree with you in a different way. The risk reward of those sugars is not there. The amount of time that you spent popping a sugar when you can get hit, when you're gonna get 8 seconds of a benefit, that's really not even that much of a benefit. I never use them because they don't fucking do anything.
But I feel like there's a time and a place.
You do an
like, for
attack
each
power.
type of sugar. Like it could give you an edge over a particular fight at a certain time.
I
But the
understand
thing
what
is,
they're
like,
meant
I can't
to
even
do.
experiment with it because I'm just gonna fucking waste them and then be like, oh well, it would have been good on this part.
Yeah.
I understand what they're meant to do. I just don't think they buff you that much.
Yeah, maybe not.
They don't.
I killed all of the headless warriors, so I got like the super sugars. You can use them like anytime you want.
I had no
are
idea those existed.
Those are pretty effective because the headless warriors are all of those sugars, whatever their names are, like Ungo's sugar. You actually fight them. They are the headless bosses.
Oh,
Yeah, and then when you kill them, you get their like perma sugar. and it's
I've never
way
beaten.
stronger.
I've never beaten a headless.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Because what do you need? Do you use divine confetti to kind of fuck with them?
Well, you don't have to, but divine confetti shreds their faces off. Yes.
Okay, I've never done it because every time I've run into one, it lets you know that you're severely unequipped to fight these, and to come back later.
Yeah, and then it also like slows you down, and then you just start taking fear damage. Like I didn't even bother like attempting that. I was like, I
don't think I ever did because
I
it was
just
just
moved
like
on.
Yeah, the terror mechanic fucking sucks in this
it's
game.
clearly just a hey, you shouldn't be here right now thing.
Right.
But then they're not. They don't seem fun enough for me to actually go back because of that slow mechanic.
Yeah, no way.
So it's like they're not reeling you in there, right? It's kind of just like, well, fuck this thing, and it doesn't seem like it's fun to fight.
It was just me being a maximalist and trying to do literally everything in the
Yeah,
game.
no, it makes sense.
It's like the
Why
same
not?
reason which some people might get mad about this. Why I didn't fight any non-optional dragon in Elden Ring. Because there's no,
Dude, they're the exact same thing over and over again.
but they're just not fun.
No, it's not. After that first
I
one,
have to
it's
wait
not.
till he lands and then I chip away at his fucking feet. Like what?
That sounds like a Souls game, yeah.
But it's like,
Fuck.
and there's
Fuck,
so
dude.
many dragons in that game.
I hate dragons.
Yeah. Oh God. Okay, we can't talk about this.
But yeah, anyway, I got the perma sugars. Those were way more effective, but still barely used them. What I did use way more in this playthrough, Fistful of Ash and the ceramic shards. They're really useful for kiting.
I couldn't get those to fucking work, dude.
Really?
I was whipping shards. Like early in the game when you actually have a lot of like stealthy shit to do, like especially in the Harada, like early Harada estate. I was like, all right, yeah, let's fucking do this. Whipping ceramic shards. They don't give a fuck, dude. Like those dudes see and hear nothing. Like you can straight up walk up to the side of them, come around the back and death blow them. And I'm like, how did you not like, they must have just like a tunnel vision rather than like a wide fucking angle. But while we're on items, I wanted to talk about the snap seeds.
or lack thereof.
Yeah, so there's that. I had like 2 in the whole game, but also I didn't know what the fuck they were for.
So
what enemies do you use those on?
Butterfly works great with Butterfly.
One thing about
I
Butterfly,
didn't find a time to use it on Butterfly.
Here's the thing about Lady Butterfly. This is the one thing that is very deceiving, where Homeboy, I don't remember his name, but he's the guy who gouges out his eyes.
Yeah, he's
right
the one that
outside of
tells you
From-
like, hey, you need this
Yeah,
for
yeah,
this
yeah.
fight. And I was like, oh, great, I have 1. So how like
He makes
Yeah,
it sound like
so
it is
it made me feel
do
like I
or
was gonna
die. You need those snap scenes.
Yeah, and it made me feel like I was gonna end up locking myself out of the game by like, you know, using it and dying and then being like, cool, I just can't fucking beat her now. I have no snap
Exactly,
seeds.
yeah. And
Like,
you only have 1 at that instance. So it's like,
Right.
it's really deceiving that like, oh, this is the way to beat her. But it's not at all.
Do you
because
even know what it does?
No, because like I said,
You know how at one point
I didn't ever see like an opportunity to use it.
she summons like those little minions, the little phantom minions.
No.
Did you beat her that fast that you did?
Dude, he
guess I
just
did.
spanked her so hard.
In Butterfly's second phase,
Yeah.
she'll like snap or do something or do some weird thing with her sword or her like a little, what should she have, like kunai? Is that what she has?
Yeah.
And then like maybe like 15, 20 like little slow moving minions, like phantom minions will walk around. If you use a snap seed, they all disappear.
Oh, okay.
And they kick your ass too, because she is the master of illusion.
Yeah, they're
All right,
easy
yeah,
to
I did not trigger that.
they're easy to navigate around if you're paying attention to them, but if they grab onto you, it sucks.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think I had her in like a fucking chokehold. Like I picked up on her rhythm like really quickly, and it was just kind of like, it was like a hit, dodge, spin, hit, dodge, spin. And I just went into this fucking like doot.
That's what this game is, dude. It's a
Dude, the
rhythm game.
game, yeah.
Especially
hell yeah.
that what is it? Is it the centipede one?
Yeah.
Every time they wind up, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then just death blow.
It's so fucking fun.
It is very satisfying.
Okay. Is there any other time you would use the snap seed? Is it just Lady Butterfly?
Not I, cute guy. I don't know.
So fucking weird. Yeah. Okay.
There's plenty of mechanics that
So
like
bizarre.
when you dig in, you're just like, oh, that's something you could do. I don't know.
Right. You just find like a different way to do something.
The
Or
obscuring
different way
thing.
to handle it.
I'm usually a fan of obfuscating shit like this. I mean, before I get into my love for this game, I want to start hearkening back to things that I really don't like. The fact that I barely upgraded prosthetics because why do they have menus like a lot of the stuff of your upgrade paths are at the
Dilapidated temple.
bonfires. What are they called in this? Lanterns. What are they called? A lot of your stuff can be done there, but you want to upgrade your prosthetics, you got to go back to Homeboy. And I get from a lore perspective because he does your stuff and he gave you that arm, but like.
It's a chore. Yeah.
I didn't go back to him unless I found another prosthetic for him to make. I constantly forgot that, if you want to upgrade these, you got to go there and spend this money that you never fucking have.
Right. That's the other thing, though, is you need certain materials that are super hard to find, and then you need a shit ton of money, which you never have because you're dying all the fucking time. And that guess what? You fucking lose your money when you die. So
And you
it's like-
have to buy.
You guys, man, you guys are doing it all wrong.
I know you have to buy
the purses.
If you tell me
gotta
to buy the fucking
purses.
purses, dude, I'm gonna come over there and slap you, dude.
You gotta
because
buy
there-
the purses.
Bro, there are like 4 fucking obscure merchants in this game that are like, they're like purposefully hidden. They're in very fucking strange places. And dude, I am not gonna fucking fast travel all the way back to a merchant when I notice that I have a lot of gold, because guess what? I'm never looking at my fucking gold, because who gives a fuck? I'm playing this game and I like just so that I can go buy a fucking bag of coins so that I don't lose my money the next time. Like, that fucking sucks, dude.
Here's the thing.
That sucks.
If they did it in the typical Souls way, it wouldn't be a fucking issue. Like, if you could go back and get your money, or most of it, that'd be one thing.
Right,
but
like
they
where you
don't. You
die.
die, it's gone.
Yeah, it's just toast.
There is no retrieval.
Yeah.
At least it's only half of it though. Each
Yeah,
time.
but then it's
Yeah, and then you die again, and then it's half of that.
It's fucking gone, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's way too much of a chore for me to like look over and be like, oh, I have a lot of money. I should go find a fucking merchant right
the
now.
times
behind
I
all these
remembered to
loading
upgrade
screens,
my
dude. Come
prosthetics,
on.
I didn't have any money.
Ugh.
And I would buy the purses whenever I could, but then, you know, there's not really an easy way to get to some of these merchants,
That's
and
what I'm saying.
they have finite purses.
There's like 3 of them.
So like the one that's on that fucking cliff next to in like the beginning parts of Ashina,
Yeah.
like he was all out of everything because he was the easiest one to get to.
But yeah, that's what I mean. There should have just been like way more merchants like close by to save points and stuff, so that you could just, you know, get
This
to a
game's
save
flawed.
point and be like, all right, sick. I just passed like that bullshit. I got some money. Here's a guy. Exchange my money. Move forward. You know. But like for me to have to manage like how much do I have at this particular moment? Oh, should I go forward? No, probably not. I should do like fuck off. Fuck
All right,
you.
I'm done trashing this game. Now, I think now we're gonna start loving on it and being really defensive.
Oh yeah, we'll see. Okay. No,
Oh wait,
so-
no, I got a couple more bad things to say about it.
Well, I mean, we'll probably get there. I mean, next up is gameplay mechanics.
Love it.
Yeah, I mean,
Love it.
Combat. This is what the game is. The game is combat, right? This is why we're here. This is what Sekiro is.
Rhythm game,
Oh, yeah,
sword
it's
clashing,
This is what I wrote
And
for
it-
combat. This game is perfect. Literally, the only way it could be better is giving Sekiro a bow.
Suck me, dude.
Dude, when you're in
This game is
this
perfect.
game
It's
is
a wild
perfect.
comment,
This
dude. When you
combat
just
is
played,
fucking perfect, man.
when you just played something more finely tuned.
You talking Stellar Blade?
Yeah, Stellar
I don't
Blade.
think
So,
Stellar
like,
Blade is as good.
dude. I mean, so first off, I don't want to trash Sekiro. This is like the fucking thing that it does, right? And there were huge strides made here. I will totally give it up to them for creating a very fast, parry heavy, look for openings, be quick about taking your opportunities because they're gone in an instant. Like,
it feels
combat
great.
system.
It feels great
It's very
too.
nice. It's very, very nice.
It's
and, like-
very, very nice.
And yeah, I mean, the only unfortunate piece about that style is that like you often have no idea like what's coming at you next, and then it turns into like a memory game, right? Because you're like, I don't know what this guy's gonna do. What the fuck? And then you get hit with something weird, and you're like dead, and then you're like, oh well, now I know he does that. So, you know, it turns into that.
That's
like,
the Souls rinse and repeat.
yeah. So it just like it kind of sucks that you can't organically be like, oh, whoa, he's throwing a fucking haymaker. I need to dodge left. Like, it's more just like, I didn't know a guy could throw a haymaker. I just got hit. I'm dead. You know what
Well,
I mean?
in defense of that, how would you know any boss does that if it's your first time?
Well, because
in any game.
because when the combat is built in a way that you can like react well to things and see things coming and like know within your limits what you can do, then it works a bit better. The sidestep in Sekiro is rough. It's rough. Yeah, the
Right.
sidestep should be very fucking vital. Like,
Yeah.
and instead
Yeah.
you get hit almost every time.
They do not want you sidestepping in this game, and it's
yeah.
painfully obvious after a certain point.
I think that's they shot themselves in the foot with that because I think they were trying to trip Souls players up.
Yeah,
FromSoft loves doing that shit.
because like I love a sidestep, and it is good in certain instances, but it's almost like you need a very particular attack to come at you for the sidestep to work, which is frustrating.
Ooh,
And-
you're
and-
gonna love WuKong, my friend. There is no pairing in this game. It's all sidesteps.
I don't know if I love that, but
It's like
yeah,
Bloodborne.
I mean, and one of the biggest things for me was this camera angle. So like the camera is like it's like up, but then like slightly tilted down. So you're kind of coming like over his shoulders a bit. And I, for the fucking life of me, could not identify a sweep attack because every time it just looked like like a sideways slash, like just a broad stroke, but it's actually like a low one, and you can only dodge sweeps by jumping. And like every fucking time I would be like, oh, here comes an attack from the side, block, slap. Or I'd be like, oh, here comes an attack from the side, sidestep, slap. And be like, what the fuck am I doing wrong? And then I would finally be like, oh, it's a sweep attack, isn't it? I gotta jump. And then sure enough, okay, it's a jump. But like,
here's the thing.
So hard to identify.
We should have told you
sweep.
this. Jumping in this game is fucking OP.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You want to dodge everything? Jump.
Yeah, jump.
Jumping is the role
Yeah,
of this game.
Yeah, it's
You
weird,
fucking
'cause
jump.
You can go in like any angle. It doesn't make any sense. You just
The only
jump
time
and
you're
then you
getting
get
hit
super
is if they're doing
floaty.
an overhead strike.
Yeah,
That's the only time.
yeah, and we already talked about the hitboxes. The hitboxes got crazy, man. I think I sent you guys a video when I like purposely like jumped over and behind the fucking like enemy, and then they still somehow like lunged forward and hit me behind
that
them.
video was bullshit.
That was wild.
that video was
It's
bullshit.
crazy.
wild,
And I
for
noticed
sure.
that where it comes from is like when an enemy is doing like a powerful attack, they should follow through in the direction that they're throwing the attack, but they're locked onto you. So when you sidestep or move, they follow you. And it breaks the whole fucking system because it's like, all right, you gave me a sidestep so that if they're coming down with just an overhead strike, my sidestep should be as simple as like, oh, you're gonna miss, right? Mm-hmm. But they fucking do this. Like they follow you so the fucking overhead attack comes down and
They're
follows
on a
you to the
swivel.
left. And yeah, they're on a swivel.
I've never had that problem though.
It's
And
crazy.
If I were to come down myself with someone with a sword, I would also do that.
That
You
might
can't.
that,
You
that might
physically
be
can't.
That might be something that particular enemy does because right
no,
now
it's like all of them.
it's not Ishin because Ishin does a double Ichimonji on you and
That one
it's-
he did. Well, yeah,
you
because
you
that's
could
a-
sidestep that
Yeah,
real easy.
Well, the Ichimonji
because
is,
I sidestep and I double Ichimonji him.
exactly. I was doing that too. But the Ichimonji
It's
is like
sick.
an
Fuck
ability
me.
that locks you and does that. So like
Yeah.
that's a particular thing where like that's the move. But when like all the other just standard boss attacks and stuff, they are on a swivel and follow you wherever you move, and
sucks.
it's so frustrating.
All right, so where are we at now?
Mobility. So holy shit, I don't know what happens here. Like it's fine when you run around, but there's some really buggy instances that would happen to me. I don't know if this has happened to you guys, but like I would tap like down to like backstep like once or twice to like get distance and then heal myself, which is up. And then I would press up. My dude would just step forward right in front of the enemy and just get his head chopped off. Forward, that's not even a fucking command to step forward. That's not a thing.
I really
So
wish,
how am I like
you got a haunted copy, dude.
dude, I
It's
really
cursed,
wish you would
dude.
have send me like videos of what you were talking about.
It would happen all the time, dude. I'd be
It's
like,
so
all right,
weird to me.
distance up to heal, step forward, dive. What the fuck?
I don't know, man.
Dude, that was honestly kind of unrelated, but that was honestly my problem when I first started playing Elden Ring. Was it defaulted gestures to movements of the DualSense controller? So I'd be like playing and fighting a dude, and then all of a sudden I'm fucking bowing. And it's like, so I had to eliminate all gestures
Yeah.
because you just.
Yeah.
I'd sit on
Yeah,
the ground
it's
with my
silly.
legs crossed, and I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? I'm trying to fight right now. So maybe it was something like that. But anyway, I didn't mention this before. Mapping heal to up on the D-pad is criminal, dude.
Yeah, the buttons.
I
the button
changed
scheme's crazy.
all that shit, man.
Yeah, I noticed that when I came. I didn't think about changing the buttons because most of the time they. A designer intentionally puts things in a certain place because like it's how the game should be played and it works. This doesn't work.
No.
And then I came over and you had the whole thing completely mapped differently and I was like, oh, this makes way more sense. Like, I don't
what's
know.
default map to square?
I think Square was interact. Yeah, it was interact because
I had to do something else.
you'd come
I
to
had
the
to.
idol, and I recall seeing the squares. Yep.
Yeah, you're right.
So essentially nothing but the idols because you don't really interact with anything.
Yeah.
That
no,
could have been X.
sure can.
Well,
be.
It could have
was
been.
jump, right?
Yeah, but if you're standing in front of an altar, like
Yeah. Yeah.
It could have been fucking start.
Yeah. But
Like,
I also think
it could have been any button at the altar.
I remapped it all though. It matches Elden Ring to a T.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just weird design choices. Because it's the same thing with like the abilities. I feel like you know how a lot of games are like if you hold L2, now your square, triangle, circle, X buttons all do something different.
Yeah,
you know,
it's a modifier.
It opens up a new like controller scheme. Like it's that simple. Instead of me having to pause my game, go to the menu to change my one ability to one other ability,
Which
come back.
I think FromSoft is opening up to that because
Crazy.
in Elden Ring, you do have like your D-pad, which will cycle through your items with left and right.
Nice.
And then, but then also if you hold triangle in Elden Ring, it gives you a whole new D-pad where you have
pouch.
other things.
Yep.
Yeah.
So like I would map my Spirit Ashes and
The horse whistle.
and Torrent with holding triangle.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember when I first started playing it, I was like, why can't I do this? You're giving me a pouch and holding triangle, but I couldn't figure out how to map anything to it. And then you found out how to do it. And then I was like, all right, yeah, no. Thanks, FromSoft.
But yeah, it's just like design choices mostly. It's like I know I'm like complaining a lot about different things, but it's like very simple tweaks that like if they had done this, just this instead of this, it would have been great.
Yeah.
You know?
This is their first version of this type of game, too. Of like quick.
Yeah, for sure. So
Quick attack,
but
parry
That's
based,
kind of what I'm
like-
getting at. Is I would love to see what they could do with a Sekiro 2. You know,
Oh,
like,
yeah. Dude,
Like now that they've done, so probably like Elden Ring is probably like a perfected Dark Souls, right? It's probably got some like they made some adjustments. It like works a lot better, smoother. They made some tweaks. So
It's the best feeling Dark Souls game that's ever been made.
right. So I'm wondering what would the Elden Ring for Sekiro be? You know.
Man,
Probably
as much
still
as I want there to be a sequel to this game, I really don't think there is going to be one.
Well, I don't mean a direct sequel or anything, but like the same style, just with these tweaks done a little bit better. Like learn from your mistakes and do it better for me, please.
I want a samurai game from FromSoft again. I need one. I
Yeah.
don't think they'll do it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, I'm actually looking to Phantom Blade 0 to do it.
That game looks sick.
I think that is very, very similar to Sekiro and Stellar Blade and what they're doing.
Looks good. Looks real good.
It does.
All right, bud. So how did you feel about this game's formula?
Oh man, I wish there was more.
In what way?
Well,
What are you talking
so when traveling, it's mainly stealth, right? But I gotta say that like the game really leaves you wanting in that area because like every enemy just stands fucking still and does nothing and just looks forward, right? But what makes a stealth game so great is that it's like a puzzle. It's a very like time sensitive reactive puzzle where you, like the guards are usually on beats that go in patterns and stuff, and you have to like time what you do to like maybe he's going to come around the corner, so you got to take this guy out quick and then like duck behind this box before that guy comes back around on his beat, and then at that point you can get behind him and take him down, and now you can so you're already
There are glimpses of this in this game too.
Yeah, I think-
and it rules.
There are stealth sections, but I don't think this is a stealth game.
But it should be. It should be because you need.
Yeah.
It works so well as a stealth game.
It does, and it could, but like I said, everybody just stands still, and it just becomes so boring. And like, because every enemy gets taken down by that one stealth blow, it just becomes this really simple chain of like, oh, I just gotta walk behind this guy and he's dead, and oh, I see a guy over there, I'll just creep up here behind him and he's dead, and it's just like this chain of like lazy death blows until you get to the boss, and then you're like, okay, well that part's over. So like. That you really need that because it breaks up the bosses. You have this like big interactive stealth area for you to like move around and do a little puzzle, get some action in, and then all right, here's the next big bad. But like especially towards the second half of this game, this section got really grating on me because I would just like rip through these areas because there was no challenge and it was just like essentially a straight line, and then I would just be at the next boss and I would immediately be like, oh, like already? I just like, all right, now I'm going to spend a bunch of time on this boss just so I can do a small stealth area and spend a bunch of time on the next boss, like very, very quickly.
The areas are very small. In
Super
retrospect,
super small.
that little stealth area after you get into Ashina Castle, like before you play Genichiro, like there's that little, like at the bottom of the pit, I believe in the second time around, there's the chained ogre. That little area where you can get up into the rafters and then like death blow a couple people from the opening, like at the
At the
fucking
base of the
great.
castle? Yeah, I love that.
Love that. I remember saying to you guys, when you get into Fountainhead and there's the nobles walking around, like that's a big puzzle piece.
Yeah.
Like, I had a blast taking out those nobles because that's like where FromSoft shines, is designed right there. Like, if you were to just walk in to that courtyard, you are dead. And not because anyone got to you, just because.
But because you can't fight more than one person at a time.
No, because
It drives me nuts.
The Achilles
man.
heel of this game.
Oh.
it kind of, you can, but it's like, it's not.
But the way you do is by luring them away from the other person so that you can fight them one at a time.
Yes.
It's not
designed.
the same.
Well, that's an area where Ghost of Tsushima shines.
I bet.
Its combat is it's created so you can deal with hordes. Right,
I would say
you
the
can
same with
bounce
Elden
back and
Ring,
forth
too.
to people really quick. Like, bam, you're blocked, which is going to gain me a second or two. Now I'm on you, and then like,
Yeah, this game really could have benefited from that.
dude, I know you are burnt out in open world games and you don't want to play them, but dude, I really think a lot of your complaints.
I mean, that's the one. If I could ever play an open world game again, it would be that one. And it sucks that game came out when it did, at the height of my like open world.
Your
burnout.
distaste.
Yeah, because I'm sure I would have enjoyed it.
But yeah, in that courtyard, it's like if you go in, you're spotted by like 3 nobles immediately.
Yeah.
And they can pretty much render you useless just from afar.
Just sap you, yeah.
Yeah, they do the hocus pocus shit on you, right?
Yeah, and it's such a
They
like,
suck you away from you.
but it's like that's such a cool, like, it's very simple, but it's such a cool way to approach the mechanics in this game, is that you kind of sneak by them so they don't see you right away, take out some of the other guards that are walking around, zip up to the rafters, drop, and then deal deaths, and now you're behind them in the courtyard. And then you got Purple Spear Guy, who just fucking comes out of nowhere and starts wrecking your shit. And it's just like a brilliant part of this game. And I wanted more of that. Like, you had Mibu Village, which serves it in a lore sense, right?
Yeah.
That area is dog shit,
That
dude.
place was whack.
There's nothing there.
So whack.
It's just a bunch of people that to kill.
And which
Yeah.
felt really strange. Like that whole area had me really fucked up. Like with starting with the first like noble that he's just jamming on his flute in his little house.
No,
And
don't you speak ill of Miss Noble.
I'm not speaking ill of them. I'm speaking ill of the way that I just stabbed him in the back of his head and he died. Like I felt like when I did that, I honestly felt like, oh shit, I was not supposed to kill that guy. I just fucked something up because there was no reason to kill that sweet little innocent man playing his flute.
Oh, he's not innocent, but
Right, but you don't know that because there's not like you know nothing about that creature and like what they do or anything. And then in the
does
village,
he have a health bar?
right, which is why I killed him. But like,
Kill him.
That's
I'm also coming from a game like Nier, where like,
Okay.
where
Yeah.
Nier, like the way that game starts, the enemies purposely don't attack you, and you attack them. It's to show you that like you drew first blood.
This
like-
cannot continue.
Yeah, like you did that.
Yeah.
Like they weren't attacking you. So I always have that in the back of my head of like, you know, maybe there's another way. Maybe you can talk to this person. Maybe you're supposed to give them an item rather than just kill them. In this case, you needed to kill them to, you know, break the mist illusion or whatever it was. But
that's from Soft's like just taking the piss. Like
yeah,
just have
but
like
but
subverting
it just feels
expectations.
weird because it doesn't really the joke
And it
doesn't
feels bad.
translate. Yeah, it feels
It
bad.
feels bad, but
and
I
then
think
all
that's
the villagers are just people. So I'm like, why am I slaughtering these people? They're just fucked up on like crazy juice from the water. But like you're slaughtering them, and like. But the whole game was like that for me because like the entire time you're killing Ashina soldiers, and I'm like, isn't that my kingdom? I thought I was defending this place. Like I thought these were my dudes, and then I'm killing all of them.
This is true,
It's crazy.
but
and then like
Genichiro stole your boy and was gonna kill him, so you had no choice.
see, I think this is where you misunderstand. Genichiro is my boy,
It's not true.
and he's the greatest character in the
It's
game.
not true. He wants to
I'm
be a
Team
sleazebag.
Genichiro.
He wants to be a sleazebag and use Kuro.
Genichiro's pretty
he-
sick.
He's
He
so
is
sick.
sick.
No,
He is sick.
he wants to fucking
he's in the
save
wrong.
his home by any means necessary, and you won't fucking help. You have the power to give him immortality so
The
that he can
dragon-
fucking
listen-
save his home,
listen
and you
here.
said, no.
You listen, you jerk.
No.
The dragon's heritage should not be in the hands of man.
Listen here, you bitch.
The dragon's heritage should not be in the hands of
Yeah,
that
but
man.
what makes him even sicker is that he was like, fine, you won't give it to me? I'll go get it another way. That's crazy. How do you do that? They didn't even tell you. I don't know how he did it.
I went to go get the black blade. No big deal.
That's even sicker too. They're like, hey, there's one mortal blade. You can't touch it because you open it, you die. But Sekiro can do it because he can come back. He's got the dragon's gift. But guess what? Genichiro found another one that's even sicker.
Yeah.
Like, that dude rules.
Well, he was trained by his old master Tomoe, the lightning of Tomoe. You know, that ancient.
No, I don't, because they don't tell you shit in this game.
Tomoe is just
how
like
come
an
I couldn't
ancient
do lightning?
Japanese.
Everybody was doing lightning, and I thought like, oh, maybe I'm gonna get lightning ability one day. No.
But anyway, she's the one who knew about the black blade, so by proxy, he knew about the black blade.
And that's sick as hell.
Hell yeah.
Team Genichiro, dude. So.
Nah.
That's
tried to
why you're not going to
perpetuate
beat
some
him, because
shit.
you're going to let him live.
No, I killed him. But what a lame, unfitting end for him. All the fucking shit he did just so that he can stab himself in the neck and pull an old man out of it.
Because he knew.
That's crazy,
He
dude.
knew
When I
he
saw
failed.
that,
Dude,
I
that
was
sound-
like, what the
Dude, the
fuck,
way you just
dude?
described that sounded way sicker.
Did
But-
it?
Yes, dude.
You stab yourself in the neck and pull an old man out your ass? That
No,
sounds
out of
sick
the
to you,
neck.
dude? Out of your neck? Out of
Dude,
your
that
fucking
sounds
neck
sick.
wound?
What are you
That's
talking
not cool.
about?
Yeah, dude, the
I was
black
super
blade's
excited at
properties
first
is so
because I
cool,
thought
yeah.
he was growing 2 extra arms. Because like the arm came out and grabbed the blade, that scene's really fucking sick.
Yeah.
But what I was going through my head was, oh, my dude just gave himself 2 more arms.
dude.
Let's go.
Dude,
But
my
nah,
biggest
just
problem
old
with
man
this game,
inside your body. That's weird.
my biggest problem with this game is that it's not weird enough. I need it to get weird.
I'll give you that. It's not.
It
weird
needed
enough.
to be weird.
And you know what? Genichiro was the only one getting fucking weird. He was all toasted from lightning, cut up, half dead, fucking pulling men out of his neck, dude. That dude was
absolutely
twisted.
not. Side B of this game
That
is just
dude is
Apparition
twisted.
City. It's so abnormal. What are you talking
What?
about?
Huh?
Side B of this game is so abnormal. What are you
What are
talking,
you talking about? It's just a bunch of like women like in bandages shooting at you, and then there's like little lizards playing the flute.
Yeah, everybody has a
that's
giant
it.
murderer centipede in their bodies. What are you talking about?
Oh, the centipede. Well, you don't see them because they're inside.
Yeah, but then
controlling
you see 'em,
you,
and
wearing
then
you like a glove.
They come out.
Clint,
What about the headless ape?
I fucking hate that.
Oh,
ape,
dude.
Dude,
Oh, my
I-
God.
yeah, this is
It's
where we-
unbelievable how different we felt about that fight.
I will get to bosses because I've got a list of best and worst bosses, and I cannot wait to hear how opposite they are to you guys.
Same. I've got the best and the worst. That's so
All right,
fun.
so enemy variety, and
Oh, man.
this game lacks.
Yeah,
Super
it's
lax,
just
dude.
fodder fare and bosses. That's it.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that's.
I want it
that's
to
the
be
bummer.
more.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Clinton, I could feel you gazing at me. I feel like I've been trashing this game, but
Yeah, Andy's on my side.
let me be
Sick.
clear.
I'm not gazing.
The combat in this game it is I love it so much.
It's dope. Yeah, it just needs a couple fine.
I wish it had like the best from software level design, but it doesn't. It like kind of not even close.
Yeah, yeah.
And if it did, oof.
But it definitely would have benefited from some more enemy variation. 'Cause you basically just have soldiers that stand still. All enemies are one hits. I mean, all
and
animals.
this
sorry. All
game needed
animals
more
are
time
one
in
hits.
time in the oven when it came to fleshing out the world for sure.
Yeah, and it was just
Man,
like
I disagree so hard.
The first like quarter of this game was exciting, so you had a lot of variety.
Really?
You had like spear guys, sword guys, shield guys, little guys, gun guys, and it was like, all right, we're getting a fucking mix. And then then they just ran out, and then it was like, oh, I'm just fighting standstill guys for the rest of the game. It was really weird. And then like
Dude, I disagree on the level design thing, the enemy thing. Every time you return to like the central hub, which is Ashina Castle, because the world splits from there, right? There's a whole other tier of fucking badass soldiers invading in every step of the story. So you're always getting up-to-date soldier guys with spears, with shields, with guns.
Oh, but you can entirely avoid those entire areas. Like
Yeah, but why
like
would you?
whenever-
There's so much
because
cool
there's
shit to
absolutely no
explore.
point for you to go in that area.
There
like
so
Ashina
is.
Castle.
Especially when you get like the ability to go underwater. There's bosses everywhere. It's so sick.
Yeah, so I think I just avoided all of that because like
What?
Ashina Castle is a useless area that you can just traverse via the rooftops. So like every time you would come back there and there would be like a new invasion battles going on and people running around, I'm running along the rooftop. I'm
Yeah, but
like,
there's-
why would I go down there?
There's
you guys
good
have-
boss fights down there, and you get prayer beads, and you get like awesome
Right, but
prosthetic tools. Oh,
yeah,
here
so
it
I'm-
is. You were just telling me you didn't get all the prosthetic tools.
Right,
Like,
yeah, it's because
know
I didn't go
why.
looking for fights. I was trying to progress the story and like move forward and not just go fight bosses.
Because you
for
were
the
done
sake
with
of
the
fighting
game,
bosses.
essentially.
Yeah.
Well, it's more that I'm like, you fight so many fucking bosses that I'm not trying to go look for more bosses. I've got enough in the storyline itself.
Oh man,
so.
I want that high, baby. I want that exchanging clangs, dude. I just want it. It's so good.
I
Especially the 7 spears, homies.
see. So you're a really big boss guy, and like
No, it's not
And-
that.
and I love
I'm
it.
a really big dance with a boss guy.
yeah, and that's fucking
Same thing.
awesome. I love Sekiro. I'm gonna
Yeah,
keep
dude.
prefacing
Yeah, dude.
with this, but like, I wanted more in between.
Yeah.
I wanted like, oh man, like I needed more in between my bosses, and I understand
Yeah.
like after you get the breathing technique, you can go back into other areas and get more boss fights and what have you. But
And all those like elite purple dudes they put everywhere too. They're so fucking tough.
I'm so bad at fighting them.
They're so fun though, too, you know? And that's the in-between shit. Where
Yeah.
like that's the maximalist, hardest enemy you're gonna find in the game.
Yeah, I think it was
There's
just that-
3 chapters in which like the military always shows its hand one level at a time.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
by chapter 3, there's like 12 of those motherfuckers at the max height, and you could tell they're maximalist because they have these like long purple scarves that the other ones didn't. So it's almost like a little cape thing.
Yeah.
And they are like, mwah.
Yeah, you're so dialed in. But like,
Yeah, I fought. I
just
fought a
think-
few of them, and then like the one that was.
Yeah, I just think for me, it always felt like there was no reason to fight those guys. Like they were gonna be hard, and like yeah, maybe the combat would be fun, but like when you kill them, like what was the point of that?
The loot, baby, that sweet, sweet loot.
What do you get? Like some gold and
Give
then
me the
like a fragment for prosthetics?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can. All right.
do I need
you're-
that
you
for,
hear
dude?
this a lot on the internet, and I'm surprised we haven't said it yet. But this game is about becoming the boss. Everything not being able to touch you, being an untouchable fucking god by the end. And if it means if I can get that sweet glowing blue ore by killing this one guy to get the max level kunai, so I can be that much more of an untouchable god, absolutely. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean that's a way you can do it, but
I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, that's a video game. Yeah.
no, because I mean some games like you want to do that, right? You want to grind because you want to get the fucking best gear that you can get, so you become sick as hell.
But it's not even
but
grinding. It's like if I see a
Well, no,
new.
it's grind. That's grinding. I mean, like
Grinding is
'cause
doing the
it's-
same thing over and over again.
Well, no. I just mean like in the sense that like you're doing things you don't need to do. Like you're fighting enemies you don't need to fight because you want the experience or items from them. That's grinding. So yeah, and like some games you really want to do that, but I think that usually comes from enjoying the experience and the combat a lot. And where like I didn't enjoy those interactions, I didn't want to put myself through that to get whatever they were going to give me. So, but I see where you're coming from, where like you thoroughly enjoy that experience, so you want to do it repeatedly against everything to fight the harder boss, the even harder boss, so you can feel sick. And
yeah, not to mention
I
the
feel
prayer
you.
beads, and the gourd seeds, and they all give you that shit.
Yeah, for sure. That's something I definitely felt towards the end, where like my health bar is so small, and every time I would look at any sort of like help video to be like, all right, what am I supposed to do against this boss? Like, just give me a little like hint or something. Their health bar would be like the length of the screen.
You gotta go. The mini bosses, go explore. You get so many more prayer beads.
Yeah, apparently because they're
Yeah.
like I said, but I think I was essentially playing on hard mode because everything was like 1-2 hits and I was dead because
Hold the phone.
my bar is so small.
Hold the phone. The entire first half of this game, didn't you accidentally trigger the demon bell unknowingly? And
Yeah.
you were in fact playing on like mega hard mode.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I was.
Oh, I forgot about that too, man.
Yes, I
That's
was.
probably one of the giant cases in which Eric hated this game.
Oh,
And we
no,
told
I
him he
don't
could
think
just
so,
reverse
because
it.
because that was like the first half of the game, and like I enjoyed the first half of the game. So the demon bell like wasn't like a huge hindrance for me. But when I get to the second,
Well, you
half
don't
of
hit the demon bell until you're almost halfway through the game anyway.
That's
well,
true.
I did the monk area like way earlier than I should have.
Technically.
Yeah.
But I did that. That was like the second area.
Yeah, there are a few areas that you can go explore a little bit, like most of it, but then you can't complete it until you kill Genichiro.
Well, you can't trigger the spirit realm,
Yeah.
but you can
Yeah.
get all the way to the temple where the spirit realm entrance is, or whatever.
Yeah. And I was so
And so,
confused
like-
when you were like not sure what to do. I'm like, dude, just pray at the Buddha statue.
Yeah, I was like, there's nothing here. But
there's a
it's
prompt.
because you have to kill Genichiro
And I was so
to activate
confused.
it. So
Yeah.
I was just like, this is just a dead end, dude. What is going on? It was weird. But yeah, I don't think that was like a huge factor of anything.
Gotcha.
But it definitely was making things harder with my tiny little health bar.
I just at that moment when we all realized you were playing with the demon bell rung, I was so overwhelmed at the thought that like you were playing this game and all of the forces of the universe were stacking it against you. And then you told us you rang that bell and I was like, of fucking course Eric just put it on like mega mode in his first time through.
Well,
That would be what happened.
because it doesn't really give you a clear explanation of what that was. I'm like, of course I'm gonna fucking ring it. I thought it would just meant like a challenge awaits, right? Ring the bell. And I
Oh, a
was like-
challenge certainly.
And I was like,
right.
yeah, fucking let's go, ring the bell. And then nothing happened. So I was like, oh, well, I guess I'll just keep, let's just move on, I guess. But yeah, so the last part of this is uniqueness of the gameplay and whatnot. And honestly, there's no other real games like it. So I got to give it up there where like, there's
I had
no
the
other
same
games
thing
that
here.
have done this style of combat this way until like Stellar Blade and There Is No Light came along. I mean, both of which I prefer, but I'm fully aware that would not exist without Sekiro. So yeah, so I like I said, I really think it's just the way that FromSoft designs games that does not mesh with me and the way I like games. But like with a couple little tweaks, man, I think I could definitely enjoy a different version of Sekiro.
And I've said this before, but I wonder if you'd have the same issues with Bloodborne.
Yeah, if you think I'm gonna jump into another FromSoft game right now, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Bloodborne is so perfect though. Whew, that level design, the enemies, dude, everything about Bloodborne.
Maybe in time, but I certainly need a break right now.
I understand that.
Tell you that,
If anybody
I'd
understands, needing
love
a
to see
break.
how quick you get through the beginning area of Bloodborne. Because that is, man, the skill check of all skill checks, I feel like, is that the first couple hours of that game.
It's not even that bad.
Which
if you
one
try it
came out?
again,
Which one came out first?
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne, then
Yeah.
Sekiro?
But it's
Bloodborne
like
came
it-
out before Dark Souls 3. And then Sekiro was after Dark Souls 3.
It's funny.
wow.
They give you like you could get a shield in Bloodborne, but like the description is just like, this is fucking worthless.
Yeah, it literally says, this is useless. Why would you use this item?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a gun in one hand, sword in the other, or whip.
or axe.
Or
So
axe.
it's like more about
saw.
dodging
Yeah.
than...
Yeah.
It's all about quick sidesteps, which is exactly the same as WuKong, and it's so fucking.
But then
interesting.
each of those three weapons, which you have to choose one of them, but I think at a later date you can just have all three of them. Instead of like, well, not even instead of, like you have in typical Dark Souls and games like this, you have like a light attack and a heavy attack. But you can also press triangle and it transforms that weapon into something a little bit different. So you're constantly using this one weapon, but then you have two different modes of it, which transforms it to you have a different light attack and a different heavy attack.
Yeah, they call it a trick weapon.
Yeah.
That is engaging the trick weapon.
Sick.
So it's so fucking sick. I loved playing with the really fast one-handed axe, but then you could trick it to extend its handle, and now it's a two-handed one. And it's a lot slower, but the charge attack is a fucking mega two-sweep. So if you get a bunch of goons on you, all of a sudden two-handing that thing is like the best move ever. So I loved it. It really changed everything up.
It is kind of like Dark Souls, but like the combat is more nuanced.
for sure.
And the parry system is pretty much entirely based on your gun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like-
essentially,
so,
when
like-
someone's about to hit you, you just shoot them instead, and they're like, "Oh fuck!"
And then you counter
It's
attack.
pretty fun.
And it's funny because the
definitely-
first real boss of the game does that. So he teaches you like he'll do that to you.
what
He's
you
running all over the
do,
place
yeah.
shooting a gun, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Oh, father.
Gascoigne.
It definitely sounds interesting, but I definitely need some distance for now.
and it's 100% like a fully realized game. Like I don't think you can really add anything to Bloodborne. It's there. It is a full package.
Interesting.
Sekiro, I mean, I see where the flaws are. I see I see where this game.
I just think that's interesting that Sekiro came out afterwards, and like that's just interesting.
I think they were juggling Elden Ring and Sekiro at the same time. I would imagine
Oh, maybe.
because Elden Ring, like it came out 2 years after announcement, maybe a year and a half after announcement, and the game is fucking massive. Like it's one of the biggest games I've ever seen.
That makes sense.
And
yeah.
so like that game had to be in the oven for 6 years. Had to be.
All right, so with gameplay complete, let's talk about the meat and potatoes of this game, the bosses.
Sorry, we're gonna mix in a lot of story in this too, because it kind of goes hand in hand with all of these bosses.
Clinton's the only one that knows the story of this game.
I know the story real well.
Just FYI.
I don't.
Yeah, I
Played through it twice
Shadow
no
died
idea.
twice.
on very
I don't know where
action
you got
combat
any of
oriented
the
games.
story, dude. It's crazy.
It's all there, baby. It's all there. Whether you're reading item descriptions, whether you're eavesdropping on people, or you're giving your pals some sake and then they just drunkenly talk at you. It's all there.
That's crazy. All right, so give me. Do we want to start with the best or the worst first? I have them split into two categories: best and worst.
I am so curious.
Let's start with your best.
Yeah, who's
My
your
best?
favorite
Yeah,
bosses?
your best. I want to hear your best bosses first because I have a feeling we'll probably be like, yeah. And the worst ones we're gonna.
You're gonna fight me. Yeah.
We're gonna be like, what?
So first on my list is Gyobu.
Gyobu Masataka Oniwa? That guy?
Yeah, that guy.
Hell yeah.
Just because like that was the only boss in this game that had this big build up, right? Like where every other boss I felt like I just bumped into, like, oh, you're a boss. We have to fight you now. Where like with him, people were talking about it. There was a war going on. You were sneaking around the castle. You come to a big fucking battlefield. Everybody's dead. Then he comes fucking charging at you on a huge horse. And then the fight itself was sick because it was also the only fight that let you really incorporate your hook shot, whatever you want to call that process.
Your grapple beam.
Yeah, your grapple beam. Where you could actually like latch onto him and like sling yourself over to him, get in like an aerial attack.
There were a handful of them, but
Move and
I'll let
stuff.
you have this one.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Are you
but
sure you don't think he's one of your favorites because I brought pizza over and played with you?
I do love playing games with my friends and eating pizza.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
you know,
you got
it
a
was
couple
it
points that
was
way.
genuinely like the presentation and the variety in combat.
He is a fantastic end to essentially the tutorial area.
Yeah, the first chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
Pretty
by
much
all
what-
intents and
thought it was
purposes,
like-
he's the first boss
thought it was set up well.
and
which,
the literal gatekeeper to the game.
Figuratively and literally.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, he's your boy.
It's press circle
cool.
the boss, which is fucking rules.
Pardon me.
Because you're just running the whole time.
Oh yeah, I mean you definitely gotta
Yeah.
move,
Nah.
try to keep up with him on.
I
a
let
horse,
him come
but-
to me, baby. I punish the fuck
Oh,
out of that guy. It's so good.
I do it too, but like I'm also running around. Like I'm not running away from him. I'm just running like I'm like figure eighting.
Yeah.
Like seeing
Yeah,
what
yeah,
he's gonna do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it was a cool dance. Like
good
that,
stuff.
that was a good one. Which brings me to my second one, which wasn't like almost barely a boss, but honestly, the drunkard.
I was hoping you were gonna say the
was
drunkard.
great. What
It's
are you talking
fun.
about?
The drunkard
Yeah.
is great because of the variety of attacks, and you really get to like him. I actually felt like I got to react, and like I was able to like identify and react in real time to move around. Like, oh, this is going to be a big sprawling poisoning attack. Gotta like get behind him or away from it, move in.
Yeah.
Very Dark Souls
Here's
boss.
a big like heavy attack. I can like get in a couple of chip shots, move, parry, whatever. So him, I thought he had a lot of good variation, and it was designed in a way that I could like learn in real time. Where
Yeah.
a lot of the
Juzo
later
is
bosses,
really cool, for sure.
a lot
He's-
of the later
yeah.
bosses are just like, you know, they're too fast or they hit too hard that you can't like you just die.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you don't you can't like take a bonk on the head and be like, oh, okay, like I get that now. Like, let me just keep, moving, heal up or whatever.
Well, you never got any prayer beads.
I apparently didn't. Yeah. But yeah, the drunkard, I had a blast with just because it felt like a good variety of things, and I was able to adapt and like play along with it, which is what I like. It was organic. It was very organic.
I'm glad you get to experience him again too after Miss Noble.
You fight him a second time?
Yeah, he's next to Miss Noble where you could find him. He's surrounded by a bunch of like little monkeys.
There's 3 of those drunkard sumos in the whole game.
There's 3 of them.
Yeah.
I only fought one.
So yeah, that answers one of my questions. A huge question then, since you only fought one, you didn't fight the demon of hatred, did you?
Doesn't ring a bell.
And it's in where Gyobo is.
Where Gyobo is?
Yep.
Like if you go back over there? Like
At a certain point.
At a certain point of the game, yeah.
Why would I ever go back to that area?
Well, because the invasion of the ministry right at the end of the game, this is like right before you're going to Ishin.
Yeah.
The whole thing is filled with the red guards.
Yeah, and they shut off all your save points.
Yeah,
that was
they do.
cool.
If you go back to the dilapidated temple, Sculptor Buddy's no longer there.
Yeah, he just fucked off. I
He
had a
fucked
bunch of
off.
shit to upgrade.
And your
Gone.
your undead boy who's training with you, reveals that he is Orangutan, the shinobi.
He did not reveal that to me. He asked me to kill him, and I stabbed him in the face.
He said he asks you to wait so he could go say goodbye to him.
He doesn't.
He sure does,
He does.
bud.
He didn't to me.
Dude, what is wrong with
the
your
sculptor
copy?
was gone, and I walked up to him, and I was like, "Yo, what's up?" And he was like, "Yo, you got the mortal blade?" And I was like, "I do." And he was like, "Can you fucking kill me, please?" And I was like,
And then you have to
yeah.
walk. You have to walk away and let him like gather his thoughts and shit, and then you have to like rest and then go back.
"Yeah, I did."
But he didn't turn into an orangutan for me. He like you go back, and then he says, "I'm ready to go."
Yeah, and
like
then
that's what happened
then
with
you
me.
just ended
I didn't know he turned into a fucking ape.
No, he doesn't turn into an ape. He reveals that the sculptor is the great shinobi orangutan.
Oh,
I don't remember
He
this
did
at all
not.
either.
he did.
He's
not
the
do
one that trained in the Sunken Valley with King Fisher, where you get the fucking finger whistle from killing the ape. They were
Okay.
boys, and Owl. They all trained in the Sunken Valley. And he took to the monkeys so hard that he became known as the shinobi orangutan. You give him the monkey booze, and he just like gets drunk and just spills all of this to you. And that he's befriended the undead dude in the court, and that's why he's chilling there all this time.
I didn't even know you could give him booze.
Dude, you get all these sakes and all these booze throughout the game, and then you give
Yeah,
them to.
the only 2 people I saw I could give it to was Ishin and Emma.
Oh, there's more for sure. You can give them to almost every NPC.
I hate this game.
But anyway, yeah, you didn't come across the demon of hatred, huh? He's
No,
like
because why would I go
the
back to the
hardest,
battlefield? It's empty.
biggest, most special boss in this game.
Cool, man.
But he
Glad
leaves.
Glad they
He
put him over
leaves
there.
behind a whole path of fiery claws that you follow
Okay.
through the original path of the game, where you have like the ogre
Yeah.
and the spot where you got the bell from the old lady to go to the manor or the estate. You go backwards through that whole path through his fiery rage, and he became the demon of hatred. Because do you know about Shura in the game at all?
You're asking me if I know about story in a game that doesn't tell me anything about
Everyone's
any
always
of the story.
threatened with becoming Shura.
What is Shura?
Shura is succumbing to all of your sins so hard that you literally become a demon. And that is the Shura ending. If you don't choose to fight Owl, you choose to fight Kuro, therefore fighting Emma and Ishin. Wolf succumbs to so much of his murdering bastardous sins that he becomes a Shura demon and literally engulfs the entire game into flame.
That
And that's
sounds
like
sick,
the bad ending.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear anything
That's
about
sick
Shura.
though.
Sounds
That's
sick, yeah.
that's the whole reason why the sculptor is repenting and infinitely carving Buddhas. He's like trying so hard to essentially not have a nervous panic attack where he just like bursts into a demon because he's so filled with hatred and
Cool.
murderous sin that he's just repenting and perpetually carving the Buddha. Yeah. So he gives in eventually and becomes that demon, and you get to fight it, and it's fucking awesome. Since Kingfisher was his best buddy, his shinobi in the Sunken Valley, if you blow the finger while you're fighting the demon of hatred, he collapses and just like grabs his head and just screams. And then from then on, you know he's orangutan and you refer to him by name. And when you kill him, he thanks you. And he calls you by your name instead of one-armed wolf. He refers to you. Oh, it's so fucking good.
Dude, you just reminded me of one of my favorite mechanics in this game that is so criminally underutilized because they don't really give you a real reason to utilize it, is the finger whistle. Dude,
Yeah, that's the Kingfisher whistle, yeah.
I didn't even get that.
Yes, you did.
Where do you get it?
After you kill the ape. The guardian ape.
No, you don't.
You can use like a call, right? You can whistle and it draws people to you. And then if you upgrade it a little bit more, you can whistle and it's got a time delay. So like you could be on this side of like a doorway, whistle, move, and then all of a sudden the whistle hits and then they go to where that whistle was and then you just follow them right in. It's the coolest fucking stealth aspect in like any game.
I probably just
aside from my other favorite stealth aspect, which is the fucking blood smoke, where you fucking slice some dude's throat and the blood turns to fucking a mist smoke bomb.
I love
and then
it so much.
It like the coolest fucking thing.
Yeah, I never used either of those things.
Oh my god.
Because I never needed to. Like there was
was
never a congested area where I needed to stealth kill one guy to transfer to another quickly because they were always spread out and not moving and didn't notice anything. And then the whistle was a mechanic to lure things like the ceramic shards, and I didn't need to do that because they were standing still and I could walk up behind them. So I never used either of those things.
But you get the finger whistle after you kill the guardian ape.
Okay.
And the lore in the text box basically lets you know, that the guardian ape was the one who killed Kingfisher because that's her literal finger.
I don't even know who Kingfisher is.
It was the other shinobi in the Sunken Valley, and that's where they learned their skills.
Kind of like where Master Splinter learned his skills.
Oh, was Master Splinter one of the four shinobis?
Yeah, who got eaten by the guardian ape.
Hell yeah.
Any other faves?
Yeah, I've got two.
Two more?
I've
so
got
4 altogether?
4 altogether, yeah.
Gotcha.
The other one I put on here just because I didn't have a bad time. It wasn't necessarily a great time, but it was a good flow. Lady Butterfly.
Oh, yeah, she rips.
But
yeah, your other favorite one was one that was fine.
Yeah, well, it's because like her fight was done really fucking quickly, but it had like a rhythm to it that like was kind of fun. But I like shredded her in like 20 seconds flat.
That's
so it wasn't
incredible to me. I died so many times on that fight the first
time.
But
that is because we're Souls boys. At that point, I think we were probably our first playthrough. We were both playing it like a Souls game.
Because we're Soul Skaters?
Because we're Soul Skaters. Lady Butterfly is the first skill check for experienced Souls players. That's just like, no, if you approach this like a Souls game, she's gonna tear you apart.
Yeah, so that makes sense because she fought me in the way that I play, which is probably why I shredded her so quickly. Well, I like to move and attack. So me being able to like bang bang dodge, sidestep, bang bang, dodge, slash, like I'm constantly moving and chip shotting.
Yeah.
Which was her weakness.
Genichiro is also like that. Like if you're throwing your sword at Genichiro, I mean he's toast.
That's what I'm saying about becoming the boss. Like after a certain point when you realize, oh, I ain't gonna play this like a Dark Souls game, you fully get to determine the tempo of every boss engagement in this game, and it feels so good.
This whole game is built around hesitation is defeat. That the entire thing.
Yeah. Ishin's famous words. But even Genichiro steps away for a second, and you can't get to him with a slice. Dude, throw a shuriken at that motherfucker. Like, dude, close in every second you can and just make it a joke, honestly.
Yeah,
it's so fun.
That's how it was with Lady Butterfly. It was like I couldn't let her do anything. Like I was constantly interrupting her. So it was like she would back away and I would sidestep and slash her from the back and she'd be like, fuck. And then like she would reset to attack and I'd be like, no, parry, attack. And then she would jump straight up in the air and I would be like kunai and she would drop and then I'd be like
Scorpion, get over here.
So like that was a lot of fun because it was just like really fast, like constantly interrupting you. Like she was never on her fucking feet.
I wish I could have seen you play that boss, man. That
I've got
must
a
have been
video.
incredible.
I could,
I want to see.
I recorded that one.
No, but I wanted to like be there in person and just be your cheerleader. Like, be aggressive. Be aggressive. That's just been so sick because she took me like 20 tries my first time. She was so tough.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, she's
then
very
you guys
tough for
know
me.
my number one, Genichiro.
Yeah,
So you
Genichiro
did
rips.
Best boss in
enjoy
the game.
Genichiro?
I loved him. I just
Because
like,
based on like that whole few days texting,
yeah, because
I did not think you were having a good time.
no, he was great. I just couldn't figure out why I couldn't beat him, and it was three different things. One,
Your TV.
well, yeah, you say like my TV is really bad with latency, and it probably is. And there were some issues where like I would definitely I knew what he was gonna throw, and I would already be pressing the like block button, and then I would just get like it wouldn't happen. So yeah, there were definitely some latency issues. Two was I definitely had nowhere near the proper amount of strength and health to take him on at that part of the game because I wasn't fighting a lot of side bosses. I was just going in, which is why I did like the entire monk area and everything to try to get like some prayer beads, and it helped a lot because when I came back, I was like, I put him right into the ground.
And third,
And then third was just the weird buggy fucking curse shit that was happening to me all the time.
oh, there's a fourth thing too.
Yeah.
What's the
The fucking demon bell,
The
dude.
demon bell.
oh?
Yeah, Genichiro's a fucking monster.
But I was
when that
beating him
bell's
with
ring.
I was beating him with the demon bell. The demon bell
Sounds like you weren't, but all right.
Well, I mean, like yeah, but I would get a couple death blows on him and stuff, but it was every time I got to the lightning part of the fight, the third phase, like it would just be weird shit. And yes, it was because of the demon bell, because he would just like lunge at me real quick and it would just be a one-hit death. And I'd be like, sick. Cool.
Yeah, not the case
But
at
they were,
all.
yeah, they were just weird
Without
things
the
with
bell.
like when I would try to heal and like I would step forward for no reason, and I would be blocking and it would somehow like cut through. My biggest thing was the fucking Mercari counter. It has to be like perfectly up on the joystick for it to recognize that you want to just fucking stomp that thing. And
You
if
don't have to press anything besides circle. From
See,
Akira.
that's
No,
what I
it's
thought
up.
too.
It's up and circle.
It does not work unless it's a directional and circle.
Yeah, it's up circle. But like it's very
It's
easy
so
on a
fucking
joystick
weird.
for you to be slightly left. Like maybe
it can't
maybe
always
I'm
be the
slouching.
case. It can't be.
It is. It 100%.
For me, it was.
100%.
I've been backpedaling in Makiri counter Ishin. Like,
Well, there's a
I
back
did it today.
There's a back version too. That's the upgraded Makiri. There's an up and a down.
Oh, okay. All right, never mind.
Yeah, there's both ways. But yeah, it like I would always try to do that, and for some reason he would like step slightly to the side, and then that fucking weird hitbox thing would happen where like I'm here, but he's lunging this way, and I would get hit. And I was like, but the actual when I came back and actually got to do the fight, I wanted to. It's a fucking great fight. It's very, very fast.
It's really good.
very lots of parry counters and like knowing what's coming and moving and it's fucking perfect fight. Genichiro number one.
By the time I got to the end, and you obviously have to fight Genichiro for one death blow before he summons Ishin.
So fucking lame.
I got to the point where every single time he wouldn't touch me once.
Yeah, you knew what he was throwing.
Dude, it was so satisfying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at that point now where Genichiro is.
He doesn't stand
He
a
doesn't
chance.
stand a fucking chance.
Yeah.
And Ishin gives me a run for my money. It's like I
died so
I just
many
need to,
times on Ishin my first playthrough that I don't think I could ever have a hard time with him ever again. I just learned every single nuance to that fight. I died maybe like 5 times in this last new playthrough, but every time I made it to the last form, and then when I beat him, it was like the 5th time.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, yeah, I know my shit still. All right, here we go.
All right, so
So fucking good though. I love that fight more than anything.
I'm gonna guess your how many worst do you have?
Depends how you look at it, but 5.
Guardian Apes on there.
Oh yeah.
I
Oh yeah. That's because that's a Dark Souls boss in my Sekiro game. Fuck that boss.
I love
That boss is just waiting for him to throw a tantrum and do a bunch of dumb shit and just waiting and waiting until he decides to throw his poop at you and just do a big old jump, and then you just walk underneath him and beat the shit out of him and then wait 45 fucking more minutes for him to throw a tantrum till he does it again. It's
That's not how I played that fight.
boring as shit and I hate it.
I guess that's the way you played that fight. That's interesting.
It also completely breaks my immersion. You know how I'm very big on immersion, that I'm playing this very, very serious samurai game about, eternal life and demons, and then this monkey.
Yeah, naturally all things that exist in our real world.
Right, escapism. I'm escaping to this fucking sick, very serious place, and then this giant monkey farts in my face, and I'm upset.
Well,
I hated it so much.
he doesn't fart in your face.
He
does.
farts right in your face,
he
dude.
Has a fart cloud, and then he has
and
a
then
poopy,
he throws
poopy
a
chunk.
giant turd at you.
He has a blood cloud.
No,
It's
a
poopy.
giant.
There's a literal
green-
fart sound effect that happens
Yeah,
when he
dude,
does
it's
it too.
a giant green
The first
dust cloud
phase?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't thinking. I was thinking of the second phase.
When
Yeah,
he
you're
farts,
thinking of the scream when his head's off.
It's
Oh yeah.
it's the sickest thing. I'm probably being hyperbolic here. It's the fucking sickest thing I've seen in any video game.
Yeah,
I will die on that hill.
When
listen to this.
When,
Listen to
when
this.
you put your head back on and scream out of it, it's sick. It's
Yeah, and you're not able to have a proper seal on your head.
right. So the blood just
So the blood just squirts out and becomes, it becomes terror, right? Is that what it is?
terror, yeah.
Because you're scared.
Yeah, no, it's sick. It's very sick. But I'm talking about
It's
the
so
fart.
fucking cool. And the fact that he has to put his head back on and sandwich it onto his severed fucking neck because his lungs
That's
are in
sick.
his body and he won't make any noise if he screams out. It's so fucking cool.
sick, yeah.
It's the most
That's
metal thing I've ever seen.
for
It
sure.
really is, dude.
For sure. Yeah. For sure.
I love that fight.
And you're going to let me have that.
No, I think that's sick. I
Yeah.
think that's sick. I
You're
did
damn
not
right
think
you
it was
did.
sick when he farted in my face.
This-
That's all.
this is gonna
I thought it was
pain
just
me.
goofy, cheesy.
It's gonna
dumb shit.
pain me to ask, but did you also hate the owl fight?
You want to know who's number one on my shittiest boss?
Is it
list?
Owl?
Owl sucks, dude.
I'm not a fan.
Owl sucks.
What?
dude.
Both of you clowns?
I beat that dude like second try. That dude has like 4 attacks. He has the least amount of varied attacks, and all of them, like you just have to you just stay away from him. Then he does a big somersault at you, and then you're like, okay, bonk. He has nothing, dude. Nothing that can touch you. All of it, it's like extremely telegraphed, extremely easy to be out of the way of. And then he has like a long pause after he does each of them. So you just bonk him on the head.
Yeah.
That boss sucks. And for it to be the final boss and the big bad owl shinobi, he should have been very intimidating. Whack. Loser, dude. He was a fucking loser.
Wow. It's just amazing that
I
between the three of us, that dude gave me such a hard time.
Oh, he gives me a hard time.
Nothing.
But I don't like the way he's programmed.
I love him. Because he's trying to cheese you the whole time. So it's an in-game.
Unsuccessfully.
Maybe depends on who you are and how you play, right?
Yeah, I guess.
It's what's the word for something bolstering the lore but through gameplay? It's it's ludonarrative. So he is a shinobi.
Did you know that word? I didn't know that word. I was just curious if you knew it.
I've heard it before.
Nice, dude.
I don't know. I don't know what it is.
Are you doing the band thing?
The band thing.
Yeah,
I've heard of them. I haven't heard them. I haven't
I see.
heard
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
but
I have heard it.
I have heard.
Yeah.
So, I'm not an idiot. I have heard the term ludonarrative before.
Call me an idiot.
Oh, okay,
bro.
cool. Yeah. You must have cred then. Yes.
Yeah, oh yeah. I have cred in the academic scene, of course.
I
Yeah.
love it.
But yeah, I appreciated that instead of just telling you that he's a shinobi, don't give a fuck about honor, will do anything it takes. Clearly, he's about to kill his own foster son.
See, I didn't look at it that way. I just looked at it as he has all the same attacks I do.
No, but he's
So it
trying.
was like
He's
a-
trying to
it
do
was
even
like a
dirtier
mirror
shit
match.
though. He's trying to even curse you so you can't heal for a little bit.
Yeah, there was that. Also super easy to dodge.
Yeah. But still,
very easy.
But he's also a decrepit old man at this point. So
Yeah, he's
there's that
fucking
too.
loser.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that really sucks, and I'm sad. Did you also hate? I know you hated the Divine Dragon fight.
I thought it was very cool.
That's the thing.
Visually.
it is. Yeah,
Very cool visually.
because there's 3 categories
It
in
was
all
broken.
of From Software's
that was a
bosses,
broken
right?
fucking mechanical nightmare. But it would have been cool if they would have just let me do it.
It
Very
worked
cool.
just fine for me this time. I don't know what happened to you.
I was struggling, man.
Really?
It's just yeah. So I just the angle, I couldn't see where the fucking next lightning thing was gonna strike, and then you just got to get over to it. But then the camera angle's weird, and then he just goes to the wrong one, and then
Yeah, the camera doesn't do it any favors. But I definitely
super
think it's a cool
presentation.
spectacle.
Yeah, I just wish they
fight,
had
for
made
sure.
it a little simpler, so I could have just done it. Because obviously the point of it isn't to be a tough boss fight.
No, it's a
just to
spectacle,
be
and that's
sick
really
as
it, yeah.
shit looking. So
Yeah.
just let it be sick and don't fucking do dumb shit like that.
So if there's 2 more on your list that you hated,
Yeah.
You're gonna say Miss Noble? No, because that's a mini.
Yeah,
That's-
it's not even a boss. But I did hate doing
I
it.
don't even want to guess folding screen monkeys because that's more of a puzzle.
That whole section was so dumb.
Yeah, we don't talk about
That
this.
was-
It's not great. I actually I'm fine with it, but it's not great.
Please tell me you didn't like the corrupted monk.
Yeah, the monk.
No.
Yeah, the monk.
No.
That
Why?
sucks.
Oh, that's one of my
sucks.
favorite bosses in this whole
monk?
fucking game.
Just fucking
The corrupted monk,
whirlwinds.
yeah,
Just fucking
because it's a
spins
fucking
at you.
it's an exchange, bud. I love
It's
it.
not because she attacks so many times that you can't block that many times, so you have to jump or move or so.
Oh, you
so
can
then
block that many times, and
Not
I
my
block
bar.
that many times.
Oh, my fucking bar runs out.
Dude, I
can't
love-
block
If you
many times.
perfect parry, your bar doesn't move at all. Only if you block does your bar fill
So
up.
maybe I was timing.
Yeah,
it
if
wrong.
you're yeah.
I thought it filled no matter what.
Nope.
I
If
love-
you
I
perfect
love that-
parry, it does not.
I love that death blow on the second one.
Oh, yeah, you
just
can
go
hop
up,
into the
go up to
tree.
go up to the branch and then free death blow.
Yeah, you're talking about going up
Are you
into the
talking about
tree.
the apparition corrupted monk, or are you talking?
I'm talking the true one
true
at
monk
this point, yeah.
at the fountainhead
Yeah.
opening.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one was worse. So that was
What?
So I have I have
my
both of them on
God.
my list. So I have the monk, the apparition monk.
How is the
which
true
sucked.
monk worse?
And then I had the true corrupted monk, even worse, because it was
Fuck you.
because it was the same fucking. I was so fucking mad to see them again because I just fought the gorilla, and then after the gorilla I fought the monk, and then after the monk I fought the fucking gorilla, and then after the gorilla I fought the monk again. Fuck, dude.
Well, the monk,
If you're out of ideas,
is
just end the
explained.
game, dude. Don't make me do this again. Don't make me
monk
do
is
this
explained.
again. But this time it had 3 fucking death blows on it instead of the 2, and I was like, come on,
2.5
dude.
at best.
They fight differently though.
But I actually had a really cool experience with it because I think I have a cursed copy of this game. But I got the first death blow, and then I ran to jump up in the tree, and I was like, I'm like it's gonna reset. Let me see if I can fucking get a second death blow, and it didn't respawn, and then it just said boss defeated,
Dude, you got a cursed copy of this game.
and I was like sick because I did
You-
not want to fight that.
You
thing
have
again.
a cursed copy of this game, and it sucks because this is one of my favorite games of all time.
So I
And
only
I wanted you to have that same sentiment.
So
But
I
you have
only-
a fucking cursed version of this game.
yeah, I death blowed her once, and then she just didn't come
That
back.
sucks,
So-
dude. She's the
No,
best.
that was awesome because that's if that hadn't happened, I may have stopped there.
Oh.
May have stopped because I was so fucking.
But yeah, let's go back. I'm not done. I'm not done talking about the apparition monk. What's that
Yeah,
one's
yeah.
actual name?
Corrupted monk.
Corrupted monk.
Yeah.
That is also one of the best fights in the game because
Super layer,
you
yeah.
cannot relent. The game demands absolute perfection from you, or she's just gonna keep refilling her posture bar.
Yeah,
It's
which
so
is why
fucking good.
which is why it was lame because your choices were, try to attack and back off and attack, but yeah, like you said, she just fucking refills. Like you can't keep up with her posture,
Mm-hmm.
so you have to just hammer her into the ground and then she's dead. So that's
yeah, you
not
gotta
fun. That's not fun.
like Cannibal Corpse track 4 on
Yeah.
Bloodthirst. You have to pound her into dust,
Yeah,
and it
right.
feels so sick.
Nope.
I love it.
Boring as
My
hell.
sound bar is just clang, 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 clang. I fucking love it so much, dude. It's just, let's fucking dance, dude. I'm an expert ballroom dancer at this point of the game. Let's go.
Yeah.
I love it. So that's it. Do you have any more that you hated?
Yeah, I got one more.
Oh boy.
My list is literally gorilla, monk, gorilla, monk, owl. Because I was
fucking rules.
so fucking mad to see that monkey again, and then it was so fucking much easier the second time. I was just like, do I really have to do this? Like, okay, like wait, bend over, pull the worm out, chop, you're dead. And then the fucking second monkey comes out.
Girlfriend.
And with the second fucking monkey, I quickly noticed that From Software was trying to fucking troll you. And I hate them for it. It's such a shitty thing to do to a person that paid money to buy your game.
No, it's not. I loved
If
it.
you target the white gorilla, the brown one attacks you, not letting you get near the white one. If you target the brown gorilla, the white one attacks you, not letting you get near the brown gorilla. So you have to target the white gorilla and fight the brown gorilla
Cursed
with
copy.
with a
You got a
garbage
cursed copy, dude.
Cursed copy.
Yep.
No, that's the hard design. I tested that. Whichever one you target, the opposite one attacks.
You got a cursed copy. I would target
Not
one
my
ape.
experience, my dude.
I would target one ape, and the other one would kind of fall back and let me fight that ape.
Oh yeah, no, it was so.
I
had to
kite the
do it
brown
back.
one to me. And after you whack the brown one a couple times, he cowers in fear and runs away. Then you start chipping away at Headless.
Oh, that is not how that.
And
works.
then he gets the courage back to start coming back to you again. Whack him, kite him around, whack him a few times, and then he cowers in fear.
Yeah. See, I went.
Is that
about
what
it
you
different.
do?
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that loop. That loop is so sick.
Oh, it was annoying. I beat this one second try, but it was all I did was just throw fireworks at the brown one. It would go and then I would just fucking,
Yes, yeah, use the
and then I would
fireworks.
just kill it because it had like super low hit points.
Oh yeah,
And
the
then I
dude's
was
nothing.
like-
He's a big
And then I
pushover.
was just like, oh,
Cheap.
okay, it's just the white one again now. So just come at me and bend over, and so I can pull the worm out. Like it was just the dumbest, most pointless fight, but it was also purposely like felt like it was meant to fuck with me because of how like mechanically stupid it was set up, and the fact that I just killed that thing and now I'm already fighting it again, and it was. Dude, and that fighting the gorilla the second time was also immediately after fighting the fucking gun lady for a second time. It was like they were just out of fucking ideas and gas, and they were just like, just fight this thing again. All right, you beat that, fight this thing again.
The gun ladies, they're a whole troop.
No, but I mean the boss one.
Yeah,
You
that's another Snake Eyes
You
commander.
fight her in the mountain.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that was a cool fight. I
those
had a
are
nice
different
time.
ones.
It was cool.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you for the mini boss.
It's
Cool,
like the
I'm moving
Seven
on.
Spears.
But then you get in the
soldiers.
cave and then you have to fight another one. I'm like, okay, fine, this is dumb and I hate it. And
then as soon as you're done with that-
you immediately finish that and walk into the next room and it's the gorilla you already fucking killed. And I was like, can we come up with anything else here,
Yeah.
guys?
I can totally see where you're coming from here.
No, I mean, I totally see that too. I could have done without those gorillas for sure. I did not need to kill him.
No, I wanted I absolutely, because it's funny. The first gorilla, you think he's dead, and then he fucking picks up his severed head.
Yeah.
And then the second time,
Nice rhyme.
he already has a severed head, and you beat him, and you're not thinking another gorilla's gonna pop out. And I fucking love it. I love that so much. Those gun ladies can eat shit. All of them.
Yeah.
All of them. I hate them so much.
They're fine.
Fuck you. They're not fine. They're not fine. Agree with me for once.
Who's your favorite boss in this game?
Genichiro.
That's yes. Genichiro.
Chiro's great.
Genichiro and Guardian Ape.
No.
I love Guardian Ape fight. Oh my god, so good.
It's 'cause you guys love Dark
Genichiro
Souls.
mechanically, Guardian Ape just for.
Because Dark Souls.
Ju-
You love Dark Souls.
Yeah, sure.
And that's
yeah.
why.
Not ashamed to say that. I don't know, just how sick it was that just the whole, just what transpired there.
Yeah.
Like in the first time, not knowing anything about it, just being like, oh, fuck. Loved it.
Did you ever use the loaded spear on the headless ape?
No, I never used the loaded spear, full stop. Not even
Oh, the
once.
headless spear is like how you get the worm out of the centipede out of the ape. Like that's how you do the most damage on that thing.
Really?
It's
Yeah,
fucking
like when
crazy, yeah.
it jumps or something and like it tries to like frog splash you, and then it like lands like kneeling in front of you, and you
Yeah.
just fucking jab that thing right into its head hole, and you just
Really?
you pull the centipede right
yeah.
out of it, and then
Yeah.
you beat the shit out of it.
No shit. I had no
real.
idea.
Yeah, and you do huge fucking damage on it.
I should respond like Eric. Cool.
But that actually is cool.
That's your favorite boss.
It is cool though.
Very cool.
I think every single boss in this game has a cheese of some kind like that as well.
A lot of them do, yeah.
Not
A lot of
Ishin.
them do.
Well, Ishin's the test of everything you've learned.
Well,
so.
Yeah, Ishin, I mean, I didn't beat him, but it seems like you kind of just let him do his thing and then bonk him on his head with his own fucking...
His posture
Double.
feels. Yeah, you can wait around and you can not get hit, and then if you bonk him, I mean, the next time you're going to get a chance to bonk him, his posture is going to be back to
already
zero.
restored,
So
Yeah.
you kind of have to
You
find a
gotta-
delicate balance,
you
which
gotta
I
be
still
on.
haven't found yet. But
Yeah, I fought him like once or twice, and I was just like, I don't want to do this.
Genichiro's posture it hangs around a little. Especially he does the first attack that Genichiro does is that fucking.
But it's also if when you damage them to a certain point, the posture sticks around. So it's like, so
yes.
you could just bonk him on the head occasionally to get his health down, and then the bonks will stick.
Yeah.
So.
But you have to be a little aggressive to chip away his health.
Well, I went out of my way to get the best ending, which is the Return to the West ending. You and the Child of the Rejuvenating Waters journey to return the dragon's heritage back to its original place in the West. You got to do so much shit to get this ending, but I did it because I love this game. There's so much in this lore. If you want it, it's just right there for you. It's so good. Even down to like the armored warrior, the knight guarding the Senpo temple through the bridge. He's just like kind of an in and out character.
Oh, I loved that battle.
One would
Forgot
never
about that.
really think about him, right? But when he falls off the bridge and you beat him, he shrieks his son's name, Robert.
He does. Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if he was an in and out character that didn't mean anything, that implies something else, right? So then you obviously have the prosthetic Robert's firecrackers. Okay, so there's something going on with this Robert character. Who the fuck is Robert? And then you dig a little bit and realize the Senpo monks have relinquished themselves from Buddha because they were trying to find their own means of creating their own divine dragon heritage, but they were doing it by like kidnapping children, tons and like thousands of children, and running experiments with Dr. Dogen, Emma's father, and like forcing them to drink and mix with the rejuvenating waters. All of those tiny little red pinwheels are essentially gravestones for children who died in the experiments. And there are thousands of them. It's so fucking twisted. So the monks, they're not great humans, one could say. They killed lots of children, and only one of them survived, who is the child that we meet. But
The one that leaning against the tree?
no, he is like their silly, dumbfounded friend who watches over them.
Okay.
The one who gives us the mortal blade and
Okay.
gives us the rice whenever we want it as well. That's her.
Okay,
The
yeah.
little child. So the Portuguese, historically accurate at this exact point in Edo, Japan, found their way over to Japan in that exact like style of European armor and everything. So the armored warrior and his son, Robert was terminally ill with a crazy sickness, not unlike dragon rot at all, and heard through the pipeline that there's a magical cure for life in Japan in this one Ashina land, right? Because of the dragon's heritage is there in the waters. So that's why him and Robert made it there. Robert would sell his firecrackers to help make money so they could live. And then they found the Senpo monks who were running their experiments to defy nature and make their own dragon heritage thing to defy death, right? And his child was one of the unfortunate children that didn't make it in the experiments. But unbeknownst to his father, the warrior, he made a deal with them as in, you try to find a cure for my son, and I will guard your temple with my life. Nobody will cross this bridge. I am the armored warrior. I'm here to fucking kill everybody. And that's his fucking story, and it's so good.
But his son was already dead at that point?
He did not know that. He never knew that because he was on the bridge, and there he stayed.
That was his post. Mm-hmm. Well, that's crazy that you dug all that up.
Oh, it's all there though. That's the thing.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
It's all there. It is all there. It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
And that's just one little.
That's just one
Yeah, one little
character
brief buff.
who's in for 5 minutes and has one prosthetic tool that is like optional. It's so cool. Oh, I love it.
But yeah, so as far as the story goes, sounds like it's all in there. Clinton has a epic tale to tell. You should write a book about it, honestly. But
You should make a video game about it.
I, on the other hand, had no idea what the fuck was going on, or why I was killing all my boys, or why my friends were trying to kill me. I still don't know why Lady Butterfly tried to kill me. She like trained me and then was just like, all right, I'm gonna kill you now.
Because she's on the
And
side
then I
with
killed her,
Genichiro.
and then somebody stabbed me in the back.
She
and I don't know who
believes
did that. And
the heir's blood is the only way to defend Ashina. And that is not what the wolf thinks is right.
but they didn't tell me that. She just came out swinging. I was so confused all the time in this game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that wraps that up. So I think we can just kind of button this up and review it and put a number on it. If you have any bonus stars or positive negatives, favorite parts that you want to discuss.
You sure there isn't a summon you have to call for first?
Well, of course we gotta call forth my mighty friend Alexander for divine judgment.
Bonus stars? Yeah, I got some bonus stars. I'll say it again. Just the Armored Warrior and the Robert story alone. You could write a whole book about that. Oh, and
For
bonus
sure, yeah,
star
for sure.
to the fact that I will never forget, and it's still recorded on my PlayStation. I'll never forget defeating the Guardian Ape for the first time. Fuck's sake, to just rise from the dead again. For the first time, oh man, if that doesn't get a bonus star, I don't know what does.
Yeah, that was
I'll
a
never
cool
forget
moment.
that as long as I live.
That was cool.
I'll give a bonus star to the first time I played this game, fighting Genichiro, which was the first time that you have a secondary death blow after the final one.
I know what you're gonna say.
And I'm pretty sure I lost the first time.
You
Because
sent
I-
you sent me this video when it happened. I'll never forget
I think
it.
I ended up getting it though, right?
Yes.
Yes, I did.
But you panicked on video.
Yeah, 'cause I was struggling so much, and I finally got Genichiro, and then there's the secondary second death blow.
Yes,
So
yes.
I was celebrating after that death blow.
Yeah.
Controller not in my hands anymore.
Yep.
And then
I definitely did that with one of the bosses.
I think
I didn't know I was even supposed to do that.
I got
It
it
was
at
like
last
Yobo,
second.
right? Because it was like the first time I like
Yes,
encountered that, and
yes,
I was just like,
yeah.
"Nice, got him!" And I was like, "Oh shit!"
Oh, so it happens with Gyobo first?
Yes, it does.
Okay, I guess I didn't remember it.
Yeah.
But I guess that's a bonus star. I don't know.
It's a really funny memory, so yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what.
Totally,
I don't know what to say. I mean, we already talked about all the things we really, really love,
Yeah.
and now we're just gonna repeat them. So, but what's yours?
That's not what the bonus star means. But I've just given the bonus star for creating a fast, fluid, engaging combat when it works, and a new style of gameplay never achieved before this
Hell yeah.
game. So kudos.
Never
on that.
achieved before. Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, no game had done that until.
No, I like
Sekiro.
this praise. It's
That's-
heaping praise from someone who otherwise can't stand the game.
It achieved that. It achieved that when it works.
So what is your score for this game?
It's a tough one because I had some good times, but it mostly frustrated me a lot. Or some things I just breezed through, and I hate to rate it low because it's not like a bad game. It's just a frustrating one. So as a game score, I've got to give it like a just 7 out of 10.
I like that.
Good game.
I respect that.
Yeah, good game with flaws. Sometimes easy, sometimes too hard, sometimes too stupid, sometimes run out of ideas, give you the same boss 4 fucking times. But as an enjoyment score, I got to give it a straight 5 right down the middle because I honestly, genuinely loved this game equally as much as I fucking hate this game. But like I said, with just a few simple tweaks, man, could fucking be fire. Could just be
I respect
a
that.
nice time. Just a couple of fucking.
Yeah. What about you, Andy?
I think I'm just gonna go 8.8.
Oh, we're getting
Hell
decimals
yeah.
in this?
It's a noble.
Yeah, why not?
All right.
I
Yeah,
feel like
mean, it's-
8.5 isn't. isn't enough for me.
You want to get closer to the 9.
And 9, I can't because there are some glaring problems that I have with this game. 8.8 is just great stuff. Great
score.
stuff. Love it. Love it so much. My favorite combat probably in any game like this. Feels so good. Rhythmic sword clashing is just my shit. I wish there was more variety in the game. I really do. Because those highs are high, but the fodder in between can sometimes just be, man.
Hello, Mara. Hello, Fara.
What about you?
I don't have too many 10 out of 10s.
You're going to 10 out of 10 this?
Saw this coming.
This is one of my favorite games of all time.
I know it is.
Yeah. Actually, just like Letterboxd, I now have a pretty awesome app called Game Track. This is not sponsored in any way. I just really adore this app.
That is
Decodeals.com. DEKU deals.com.
I was going to say use coupon code Super Game Boys.
But of 1,400 games that I've played and rated, I have 29 10 out of 10s, and Sekiro is one of them. I love this game so much.
Preach. And
Hear, hear.
I think a good idea would be for us to do that. I think you already said that we should do this, and then obviously make an episode about it, of our 10 out of 10s, if we have any.
Oh, if we have 10 out.
I mean, I absolutely have 10 out of 10 games. 100%.
Here's the thing, though. When you
I'd have to think on that.
when you catalog this many games, I think it's a healthy thing as well. Like, your idea of a 10 out of 10 should and probably will change, because there is no such thing as a perfect game. There never will be a perfect game. Perfect is ever morphing. It's never constant. If it's perfect now, 5 years later, it's going to be dog shit. That's just how people are. It's how our stupid brains are.
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, I don't know. There's no such thing as a perfect game. You know what I mean? So, like, there has to be 10 out of 10s.
Yeah, there has to be. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. And I've probably fought this at some point. Just,
I mean, Hyperlight feels like a perfect game to me. I love that game.
yeah.
Hyperlight's awesome. I really hate the fucking Southland. When I get to the South Desert,
The desert. You hate deserts. Yeah.
that desert's, it has nothing to do with that one being a desert, because 8-bit is cool no matter what.
Do you hate it, or is it just not up to par with the rest of the game?
Right. I don't hate it. It's just not up to par at all.
Okay, so would you say? I'm being a devil's advocate here. Would you say Mibu Village is up to par with the rest of Sekiro?
I just need you to know Hyperlight Drifter is a 10 out of 10 on Game
yeah.
Track for me.
Okay. I thought you were trying to.
But he was using
dismissed
the word perfect. Like, I thought Hyperlight was a perfect game. Sure, it could be, but like, my body reacts away when I get to that Southland, and it's not
I don't recall
it's-
any area
yeah.
being like worse than another one, but yeah, maybe.
It's a point where I choose to put the controller down and do something else very often. Put it that way. But yeah,
You should fuck around with that There Is No Light game.
I got overwhelmed by the initial dump of everything.
The story,
Yeah.
it's insane.
And
it's so hard.
It
to
wasn't the
fucking-
right time.
And the dialogue
Yeah.
is terribly written.
Yeah.
And it's you could just push that out of your like mind.
Yeah.
Like it's all about the gameplay and that, and the story might be cool. It's fucking weird.
I'll give it a shot and I'll report back.
Yeah, but it's just the fast combat and like having to switch between like blocks and interrupting attacks and then like charging your shit and quickly unleashing it before you run out, and like it's crazy. It's so fast paced.
I want it.
It's crazy.
I want it. All right. Well, yeah. Welcome to Super Game Boys, everybody. This feels good.
Woo. Gaming's official podcast for life.
Thanks for joining us, everybody.
We hope you enjoyed the episode. Stay up to date by following our Instagram at Super Game Boys Pod, or by subscribing wherever you listen to your podcasts.
Our music is composed by the talented Alan J. Mills. You can learn more about him at alanjosephmills.com. If you have any questions, comments, or stories, just click the bio link in our Instagram page. You can also find our YouTube and TikTok channels there. We'd love to hear from you.